go. Now I gotta turn off the music for myself here because I was jamming out to that. Hi.
Hi.
How you
look at your hat.
Look at my hat.
You told me you got a hat.
Yeah.
It's not quite what I expected it to look like.
I don't know. My kids thought it was pretty awesome.
I love how that theme song, like at least coming over, just coming over to me via Discord, when she finally gets to the part of the song where she says "Super Monkey Ball," like she kind of just.
Well, she does it at the beginning of the song. It just like loops a lot of times.
But when she says that, it just sounds like she's just saying it. Like she's not really singing it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like she sounds more like she's just browsing like the store shelves, and she's like, oh, "Super Monkey Ball," like just excited to see it, but not really singing about it.
Yeah, exactly. So we were originally going to play something else. Try was going to play. What are you going to play? You're going to play the.
I was going to come up with some little I had a couple of October themed games in mind that I might play tonight, since normally we alternate. But you got a package unexpectedly in the mail from Sega today.
Cool. It's like this. I can show it a little bit here. It's like this. It was a box, and inside this box was this, and there was like a whole bunch of stuff in there, including this hat. There was a banana scented candle, which is upstairs because we promptly lit it. My wife was like, "Oh, I don't know if that's going to be very good," and then it was burning for hours. Some gachapon type things are appropriate. They have little things for little character icons. I can't open it right now, but my daughter put one of them on the I one on her backpack, and this one has Gone in there. And this.
I was surprised to see Joe mostly playing as Baby in his.
It is
maybe Baby is the one that the pro players play as,
Yeah, it's true.
Must be. I've always been all about I and Gone,
Yeah. But I said this hat included some dehydrated banana chips, which we've eaten all of already. And this thing almost looks kind of like a marquee. I'm not sure if it's a sticker or what, but it's kind of cool. So it's funny because I got a Virtua Fighter 4 Final Showdown, or Virtua Fighter 5. I'm sorry, Virtua Fighter 5 Final Showdown package a long time ago. Where they had a really nice gym bag in it that I use a whole bunch. And it's just it's still is surreal to me, growing up and being such a big Sega fan, getting stuff in the mail from them. It's it's wild. It's such a weird a cool feeling, and then this just like showed up like out of nowhere. But also included in there was the Switch of the Switch version. And I'm like, you were like, you want to play it tonight? And I'm like, yeah, why not?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I have the Xbox version pre-ordered because I don't know, it just seemed like I ended up getting the Xbox version of Banana Blitz HD was really cheap.
Right. I mean, that's what I did too. I got that.
So I got $7 it was like $7 or something on clearance or something. It was really cheap. And so I got that like a month or two ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I played through it, and I thought, well, maybe I'll just stick with Xbox for Monkey Ball for now. I don't like. I feel like games that kind of evoke that late '90s, early 2000s era of Sega feels in some ways appropriate on Xbox, because even though Sega kind of branched out and put different games on both, GameCube, PS2, Xbox. It was all different games they put on those systems. Like, a lot of people still hold on to that, Xbox is the Dreamcast 2 notion. And I think it is appropriate. So like, I thought, I don't know. Xbox seems right for that. So I pre-ordered that with the thought that I would stream it the first week that I had it after it was my turn to stream, but since you've got it now, like, and it's early even, it's
not
the game's not even out till Tuesday. I was like, well, it just makes sense to go ahead and do it. Why not?
Yeah,
like I think it's more fun. So I mean, I'm still going to get it anyway, even though I did watch Joe's video this morning that has some niggling complaints. It did not cause me to drop my pre-order.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, when I think about it a bit, in a way, the Switch feels appropriate for it as well, because I mean,
it absolutely does. The only reason I was thinking Xbox even was just for 4K.
It's for what?
Was just for 4K.
Right. Yeah.
Like if it was 1080p on Xbox, then I'd get the Switch version because there'd be no reason.
Yeah, exactly. But I knew that he was making the video. Like, I knew that he had produced the original section, like the first half of it already, and he was like trying to get a review code for it, and then he was able to get review codes for like every version. So I was really waiting to see what version he said was the best, and I don't know if there's really a definitive answer on that. So I don't know, like. Maybe you said it may have controlled the best with the DualShock.
Yeah, he said they were all. I mean, I guess it sounded like they were all about the same. But he said there were some weird
the hitches.
Motion hitches.
But I feel like I kind of looked at this and when I just played through the casual beginner course, and I feel like I see those hitches too, because I think didn't we talk about last week that that's kind of like a Unity thing?
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, so I mean, it is what it is, I will figure out what version I want the most, I guess. But I'm not gonna feel a huge urge to rush out and get it now, because I have this. But I'll try to buy whichever one is the best one, I guess. But who knows? Maybe this is just going to be exactly what I need from it. What I think is interesting, though, I was kind of messing around with it, and it does have the option to switch the controls to just use the accelerometer. So you can use the controller just like that.
I bet it's real bad.
Yeah, but you never know.
I mean, I beat. Like I said, I played through Banana Blitz HD just, a month and a half ago or something. And I beat it on the Wii. It was the first Wii game I owned because, sometimes third-party games come to the stores before the system actually launches sometimes. And so I had that game pre-ordered alongside Twilight Princess. And so it was the first Wii game I owned, and I remember beating it, and I don't remember being in burning, seething hatred of it or anything. But some of those courses, man, the game took me probably 5 hours to beat on the Xbox.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But some of those courses, so I mean, some of them were, it wasn't like it was an excruciating process on Xbox or anything, but some of them are so difficult. I just can't imagine how I could have done that with Wii controls. I just can't imagine.
Well, that was back when you thought Wii was the only system you're going to get that generation. So you're like, I might as well get used to it.
Yeah. There was $5 early on from Shadow Mask. Thank you, saying $5, but you have to see who can eat a banana the fastest. I'm pretty sure that hat gives Coury +10 to his banana consumption stat.
Yeah. Yeah.
He would have to win. I would try, but I don't have any bananas right now, unfortunately.
I'm gonna switch over here.
There was also a new member, by the way, called "Go Away, Please."
I got the.
And $5 from Jonathan Henson.
Oh,
Thank you. Saying reports of 10 to 11 frames of lag for the new Cotton Saturn collection.
Yeah,
That's
I saw some stuff on.
extraordinarily rough, if true. Is that coming from reliable sources?
Yes, I mean there's a big. Well, I guess there was a thread on Twitter that we were tagged in a bunch when that was kind of revealed. And I was going to pre-order it at one point. I'm glad that I didn't, because now I'm going to wait to see if they patch it. And if it's like what happened before, like maybe Strictly Limited will do a physical copy of that, and then it'll have the whatever patch to fix it on the disc.
That's worrying.
Yeah.
That's kind of insane.
So there's some characters I was a little bummed out that the consoles are DLC only. Like I wanted to play as like a Dreamcast or a Saturn.
Not Coury, you're Coury. Joe said something about like upgrading to the premium edition or something like that.
Yeah, I mean there was a thing in this they had.
Copy, I guess.
Well, it had some costumes, like because you can dress them up, however, I guess. Yeah, you can like put hats on them, stuff like that. Like that's.
I do like the doctor character they added he was new in 2, I think.
There's some other balls here.
Cool.
I mean, it's fun. I feel like I'm just gonna stick with the normal look for right now. The classic look.
So in Joe's video, he said that this is actually done in-house by Sega, which is so unusual.
Right, but it's Ryu Ga Gotaku studio, which used to be Amusement Vision. And
of course, these games are so old, like it might not even necessarily be the same people.
Well, I mean, the director is the same director as the Yakuza series.
I mean, was he credited as director on this version?
No, I don't think so. I mean, like, I don't know if is there credits here.
But
let's see if I can. Oh, here we go. Maybe in here. Oh, here we go. We'll find out, I guess. Okay, so I see a channel is clearing that up. So Nagoshi had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, but it is interesting that they would do. I mean, I wonder if they did it mostly just because, like, it's not. It seems in some ways it's like it's not so much a. The impression I got from Joe's video was it's less of just like a collection of Super Monkey Ball 1 and 2 and more of like a sort of repackaging of those levels.
Right. Yeah. I mean that's basically what it is, and that's okay. And there's new
like reusing the levels in a new package.
Yeah.
Like the progression of the game seems in some ways different, I guess.
Yeah, you like the Doctor? Should I be the Doctor?
Doctor.
I like
his name is straight up Doctor.
When I played this, it was I stayed at my parents' house about a week after I finished the Projectors episode, and so I played Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz HD on the projector, on the BenQ projector. So I was
really
still there to have access to it. So I'm playing Super Monkey Ball on I didn't see any rainbow artifacts in it because like the bright colors and there's not like a lot of like black like contrast or anything. The graphics in this do look a lot different from Banana Blitz HD though. Like it definitely looks like there's more sort of revisions to like the textures and stuff. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
Banana Blitz
not
HD
always,
stuff.
but I mean, it looks like it does have a significant.
It looks different. It just looks different somehow.
Yeah.
Now Joe was, admitting in his video that, I actually even left a comment on.
I saw your comment. It's funny because both you and I completely watched the entire video. Like I just think at different times throughout the day.
Did you comment on it too?
Oh no, I didn't. I didn't comment on it, but I woke up this morning. It's the first thing I did.
You saw my comment on it when you watched it, is what you're saying.
Right.
Yeah. I'm not sure if I've ever commented on a YouTube video other than like reply to comments on our videos. I replied to comments on the Digital Foundry Final Fantasy 14 video. I don't remember ever leaving just like an unbidden comment on someone else's video. I felt like it, so I did. But it really made me think of, how I am with Super Mario 64. Like, it never feels right. Like, the closest they've ever gotten is
with a new version.
Is with the 3D All-Stars. And it is very good. It's not exactly the same as playing on a real system with a real N64 controller. You don't have quite exactly the same range of movement or anything, but it's close. It's the best they've ever done.
Yeah.
And I'm just like so picky about it with that game. And it seems like Joe is very much like it seems like Joe has like played this game inside and out a lot. Like he knows like all of these like crazy strats for, all these different levels and stuff. And like I just beat Super Monkey Ball 1 and 2 one time each.
Yeah.
When they came out.
Mm-hmm.
And I've played, they are games that I pop in my GameCube relatively frequently, especially for recording footage, but I've never like made an effort to like play through them again. I am certainly no. Huh?
There's a secret exit, right? Yeah, like a warp.
Ready?
I don't know.
Yeah, you go back the other way here.
Yeah, I enjoy these games a whole lot, but I just don't. I don't know the intricacies as well as Joe clearly does.
Right.
So I don't suspect I would be especially annoyed by the controls. But it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. Definitely looking forward to it either way. What I was thinking about when I was playing through Banana Blitz HD. I was like, Super Monkey Ball is like really like basically the same genre as like the old you're a dot and a maze collecting fruit sort of arcade, the old arcade style. I mean, like Pac-Man, right?
Right. Yeah, yeah.
Games that are more primitive than Pac-Man. You're a dot collecting fruit in a maze. That's what Super Monkey Ball is like a super modern, and by super modern I mean I know the game's like 2 decades old, but a relatively modern take on one of the oldest styles of games out there, right?
Right.
And it's by far my favorite dot goes around a maze and collects fruit game out there. Like I love Super Monkey Ball way more than Pac-Man. Like I certainly respect Pac-Man, but I've never been way into Pac-Man.
See, I hate this. Clearing a stage will using the helper function, like automatically skip to the next stage, and I wish that I could change this to not.
Does it not stop asking you if you say no once?
And it call me crazy. Like I don't know which is yes or no. What do I have highlighted, do you think?
I think the pink has to be the one you are choosing.
Because of the movement? Okay.
Ready?
Yeah, it's some that that happens. That happens too. That happened to me with a game I was playing for an episode I'm working. I'm not going to say what I'm working on, but I am working on. Coury is working on the mystery video, full steam finally, after finishing the Super HD System 3 video. And I decided before getting full steam back into Analog Frontiers Part 4, I want to just do a quick video that I just want to do for fun. Just purely for fun.
Heck yeah.
And I'm not going to say what it is, but I think it's a video that everyone's going to like a lot. I think it's
it's a throwback, I guess.
It's a back to the roots video.
Yeah, I guess we don't want to call them throwbacks because we don't want to feel like, you know, they're only something we do once in a while. Like, we want to make them a regular thing. They should be a regular part.
Right, it's a back to the roots sort of thing.
Yeah.
You know, it'll.
Ready? Go!
It's just like, you know, let's look at this specific set of games for a specific system, and it's something I've talked about before. The clues are out there if you want to figure out what it is, but I'm not going to confirm or deny just yet what it is.
Ready?
But it's games that I feel like I've never seen sort of covered in a way that really let me feel like, oh, like that's interesting, or I kind of understand what this is like now.
Right.
Ready?
I'm having such a hard time with this.
Do you think that the sort of octagon?
I think that has I wonder if that like plays a part in it, because it makes it really tough to go and exactly forward, for instance.
Right. I mean, I think most modern games like kind of. This is just a guess. I don't actually know, but I kind of have a suspicion that most games like have like, you know, the cardinal direction north relative to the stick anyway. Like it locks into that a little more readily, I think. I don't know if that's true. Some games you can definitely tell that is true though.
Ready? Go!
What was I playing not that long ago that was like that? I can't think of what it was, but like where you can tell. But I think most games like still do it like to some extent.
I do miss a lot of the sound effects and stuff. Like the character voices are different, for sure. I mean, like because I played through it with II before, and there's a different announcer. I miss the guy, like Fallout. You know, I like.
Yeah, I heard that there was some sort of controversy surrounding his removal from the game, and honestly,
really?
I didn't know that it was like the same guy through all the different games. I guess it was.
Really?
I guess so. Like I always thought it was
he
just like
broke NDA or
possibly a similar sounding voice, but I guess was it really the same guy through all? Apparently, he broke an NDA or something.
Oh, okay. Well, that's unfortunate. Like NDA on like this.
I don't know.
Ooh.
Fallout!
I can
Ready?
turn it up for sure.
Oh, I guess he tweeted that he was involved with it and he wasn't supposed to or something.
Ready?
So he tweeted an inaccurate fact.
Or
I'm kidding. Kidding.
well, yeah. I
He
don't know.
tweeted a lie about this game.
I like how the doctor just like you
has
like
his
can't really
hands behind
see his legs because his arms are behind his back.
Ready?
Yeah.
Go!
Like it almost looks like he's not even moving.
Fall out. Ready? Go!
Yeah, as far as we know, I believe Sunshine and 3D All Stars is emulated, but there is evidence that Galaxy is like a hybrid emulated.
Yeah, I was thinking about playing that a while ago.
Huh?
I was thinking about playing that at one point. Like not tonight, but like a couple of weeks ago, like playing Galaxy.
Yeah, that'd be a great idea. I'd love to play through that version of the game. I haven't done it yet, but other than just testing it out a little bit.
Yeah.
But I want to because the aiming with the Switch controller honestly feels pretty good, I think.
Yeah.
Fall out. Ready? Go!
So yeah, you can control the camera anytime. And I guess in a way, like, I guess you could get really good at that, like it makes it easier.
Fall out.
You can basically hold forward and rotate everything, so that it makes it almost like easier to.
Fall out.
I wonder,
Ready? Go!
I don't think the series has ever done an alternative version where the screen itself, like the platforms that field itself doesn't like actually tilt. Like, I've always wondered, like, what would it be like if it was more of like a Marble Madness style where tilting moves the monkey instead of moving the stage?
Yeah.
$2 from Demo Kirby. Thank you.
Thank
Saying
you.
any chance of testing with a GameCube controller?
I do not have a USB to GameCube adapter.
Yeah, I don't.
thing.
I don't either. Of course, it would probably map differently. I mean, for one, like, can you even really just use the GameCube controller with games that don't explicitly support it?
Yeah. Oh, I think so.
See, I don't even know, honestly. Yeah, because I don't have the adapter. You could use the G-Bros to do that.
Yeah.
But
Ready?
it
Go!
probably doesn't it probably doesn't map 1-to-1 to how it would be on GameCube. It might not
But you
even
don't
map
even need. You
1-to-1.
just need the analog stick. You don't need anything else.
Well, no, but what I mean is like the stick itself, like the sensitivity is probably not identical.
Oh, I don't know. But
Like
I mean, that's
the
probably.
way that it would be interpreted by the system in the game.
But I mean, the impression I get is that it's not about the sensitivity of the stick. I just think it's just the way that it's been programmed.
That's probably very likely. I mean,
Ready?
it was interesting hearing Joe's thoughts with the GameCube.
Fall
Yeah.
out.
But see, the thing you have to keep in mind too, Coury doesn't have the experience with the game that Joe has.
Yeah.
So, your struggles, I think, are just real struggles, whereas Joe's struggles are,
He's trying to
I'm
unlearn
used
what
to
he's
doing it
learned.
this way, and it's not this way anymore.
Yeah, he's like used to
'Cause
certain
I
things.
assume,
And I
I
think
assume
that,
you're like me, where you've only just played the two games one time each.
well,
to
I
completion.
played through the first one like several times, just in
Uh-huh.
terms of, that was the other game I got with the system, and I probably played that more than Rogue Leader or Rogue Squadron 2. The Rogue Leader.
That's for Monkey Ball, that Christmas.
Okay. Hey, Super PC Engine. I take offense to that. That's okay. You don't have to. Can't all be perfect at every game that we're playing, basically, for the first time.
I always liked the diner vibe to this world.
Yeah. Well, if
And every
if you want to
character
do that,
controls a
I
little
mean,
differently, don't they?
you can-
I wonder if you do a little better with another character.
Ready? Go!
I can't imagine it's that different. But I'm not gonna start over. Like, I never got the impression that they like controlled all that different. Except for I guess Baby is like a lot lighter, right? And Gongon's heavier. Or in the first game, does it even matter?
I think that's true.
Ready, go!
I don't know the specifics of what the real implication is. See, you know, I always figured this series would probably play better with a round gate
See,
analog stick versus how the GameCube.
Fallout.
Joe, really talks about like it's a lot different. It's a lot more refined on the GameCube, but it really brought back, like, I couldn't believe, but Super Monkey Ball 1 and 2 were like a year apart. Less than a year.
Ready, go!
What? Oh, and between the first two?
Were less than a year apart.
Yeah, I think it shows.
Well, I don't know.
They're only able to do that because they just came up with like a lot of annoying gimmick levels.
Well, and the first game, like, I think most of the levels were from the arcade game, weren't they? So, so they already had a lot of design done for the first game. But the thing is, like, Super Monkey Ball 2, like, it is, visually and from a complexity standpoint, it is, a pretty advanced game. It's one of the, I think, best technical showpieces for the GameCube for sure. But the complexity of the levels is it's not because they rushed the game. I think it's just it was a design decision that I don't agree with.
Well,
I think that the appeal of Super Monkey Ball is its simplicity.
Oh, I almost had it there. I think that they're able to crank it out. It's like, okay, so we can just like put switches in there that do all kinds of different things. So that suddenly opened up a lot of options for them to get, I guess, less creative with it. Like, it's just, all right, we'll do stuff like this. It was easier to crank out. It felt like, it felt like a Super Mario, like Super Monkey Ball Maker, essentially.
Yeah, that kind of mean level design.
Ready,
but
go!
I've always been a believer in the idea of limitations breeding creativity, and they
absolutely,
they gave themselves more tools to work with, and I think the level design sucked.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
PFAS has a super chat. Wanted to let you know that the trick is to not fall off the platform.
Ready, go!
Pro tip: we need to get a how to beat guide.
Yeah. Pro tip is like always the most basic information. It's like, here's a pro tip: play the game a lot to get better at it. I remember we always just like joke about like pro tips for like Madden. And it's like, score more points than the other team to win the game.
I almost feel like you need to like take that last turn like faster.
Yeah,
because like I think you're losing all of your momentum and you can't get back to up that hill again because you make the turn too slowly and carefully.
Yeah.
Ready, go!
And we're getting a preview of how to beat Super Monkey Ball here.
Super Monkey Ball would have been a good game for that series.
Would have been, yeah. If we'd continued that series. Yeah, I remember early on, I thought we were pigeonholing ourselves into being the VHS guys.
Yeah.
And then we were like the bad video quality guys.
Yeah, it's always really funny to think about that. I think we talked about that in the commentary we did for the How to Beat VHS.
Yeah.
There's like a. I'm pretty sure that's like a public video. Oh, I did it.
Oh,
I did it when I wasn't even thinking about it.
I mean, that's probably the key, right?
Yeah. Is to just forget you're even playing.
Ready, go!
But that was a lot easier. So because there's no lives or anything like that, that is kind of a bummer. It just makes it so it's pointless to collect all the bananas. And there's also no dole branding, which makes sense because I think they took that out of the second game too, didn't they?
Ready,
I
go!
don't remember. I mean, I think that's a little sad, I guess, because like I mean, normally like product placement is like bleh, right? But at the same time, like it was like so appropriate for this.
Yeah, but
thing, you
like
know?
exactly, and it's funny because you think about that, and I wonder if Sega I approached them about it, and it seems like such a no-brainer
sure, I mean,
that I can't understand why they would not want to continue doing it.
You know,
It
I mean,
literally takes like no effort on their own to do that.
it's like what I was talking about with Cruise and Blast. Like, who would pay who for the arrangement to use real cars in Cruise and Blast? Because I can't possibly see how that's the benefit of the car companies or the game. Like, who is going to buy Cruise and Blast because it has real Nissans in it, or whatever,
Yeah.
right? And who is going to buy a Nissan because it's in Cruise and Blast? Because here's the thing, you can play as a Triceratops and an attack chopper in Cruise and Blast. Who's going to play as a Nissan?
Yeah, when that's an option. Exactly.
So, but like, I mean, there's no way Dole Bananas was like, oh, this Super Monkey Ball game coming up. Let's get our top men on securing this deal.
Exactly.
Like, you're right. Like, they wouldn't have known to look for that. Like, it had to have been Sega that sought that deal out.
Right. I thought I was done. I thought I was a goner there.
So, I mean, it might have not been like someone pays someone for that deal. It might have just been like seen as like mutually beneficial. Like maybe Dole paid for some advertising or something.
Yeah. But it seems like they would just want to stick with that because where else are you going to find a place to get your products into a video game?
Ready,
And when you're a banana company.
I mean, it's got to be Monkey Game.
Yeah, right? And the thing is that we're talking about that right now. Like that Dole branding, it was a memorable aspect of the game.
It was like, well, I mean, there was even like, I mean, Joe was talking about how it's in certain levels and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like the design of the level was built around it in the original game. I kind of forgot about
why I'm chasing it.
Like the Amusement Vision logo.
Yeah. And we were talking before the stream about how it has that theme song, and that seems to be like an Amusement Vision thing because they're the ones that took F-Zero GX and had theme songs for every single character. Like 50 different characters in that game all had their individual theme song, and a majority of them had lyrics to it. And like they were all pretty good, I thought.
It's funny, like
that's just something that they're.
I love the
about.
idea that like whoever wanted that was able to convince whoever was above them that was worth spending money on. You know?
Yeah, and
because it absolutely was not worth spending money on. It did not increase sales of the game.
Wait, this?
And yet, it's worth it, right?
Definitely. It is kind of surreal, though. It says at the beginning of this game, it says Super Monkey Ball 20-year anniversary.
9, 8, 7,
And that's
6,
crazy to think
5,
about.
4, 3,
Yeah.
2,
I mean,
1, 0.
is it the 20th anniversary of Monkey Ball? Like,
Yeah.
non-Super Monkey Ball.
Right, but still, I guess, you know,
Ready? Go.
next month will be 20 years, I guess, since the GameCube came out.
Ready?
Right?
Go.
GameCube is 20 in November, right?
Oh, wow. So I guess Monkey Ball Arcade did come out in 2001.
So they were probably developing them
Like-
side by side, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, it's like only a couple of months before the GameCube.
Because I
version
think
came
the
out.
arcade game, it was not in very many arcades. It was like a Chuck E. Cheese thing.
I thought it was, to be honest, I thought it was only released in Japan.
And maybe in the
we
US it
saw-
only released it like a Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, I mean, we saw one at Galloping Ghost Arcade.
Yeah.
See, I thought for some reason I thought Super Monkey Ball. Maybe it was like known of and announced or something.
Right.
Because I remember knowing about it a good while ahead of time. Like, wasn't it like it's at one point announced for the Dreamcast even?
Ready?
Uh,
Go.
maybe. I don't remember. I don't think so. See, his voice is really funny. He's like, ah, yeah, 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 yeah. The voices are definitely feel more like Japanese versus just like cute animals.
Oh, sure. I mean,
Well, I mean,
when it
even in the
comes-
original, like it felt like more
Oh.
more cutesy versus in here now it just feels like more Japanese. I don't know, there's something about it.
a lot of characters in games that don't have like spoken dialogue. Just, I mean, there's no reason to really localize it, but they definitely have like a very Japanese way
Right.
of, you know, like making their grunts and hyas and stuff. Like Link, you know, Link is,
Yeah.
you know, a very Japanese sound.
That's
to
true.
it.
I wish the original music wasn't like for the premium edition either. I feel like that's like you should have both of that, like all the like original, like at least the original music as part of the base package, I think. I'll tell you one thing though, this is definitely better than ActRaiser.
Fallout.
Yeah.
Ready?
I want to say that Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz HD is also Unity as well. But I mean, I
don't
didn't
think that was
notice
done
any
in-house,
hitches
though.
in it. I didn't notice any hitches in Banana Blitz HD, but I mean, that's not to say they weren't there. I'm not, you know, I'm not as sensitive to like one-off frame hitches.
Oh, yeah,
as,
same with
you know,
me. Same with me.
John Linneman or probably even Joe Redifer. You know, like I remember there was this whole thing about like I want to say like the Wii U version of Mario Kart 8, like it either ran at like 59 frames per second or
Right.
or it had just like some weird frame behavior, you know,
Yeah.
once every second or something. I don't remember if it was actually 59 or.
I mean, I definitely see some like not hitches, but I just feel like I just saw it like drop some frames a second ago.
But like,
it,
I never saw that in the Wii U version of Mario Kart 8. I never noticed it. I remember, you know, the Digital Foundry coverage said, you know, once you see it, you won't be able to unsee it. And
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I'm not going to try to see it.
yeah.
I'm not going to go out of my way to like, let me figure this out because I didn't want to see it.
You just never know. Like, I mean, a lot of times we'll see stuff that other people won't, and you know, like that's what happened with the Super SD or Super HD System 3 video I was doing. It's like literally the first game that I played was Bonk's Revenge, and I immediately saw that like haloing around the character when I walked in front of the clouds, and I'm like, that was like the very first game I was trying. And to see that, I'm like, oh no. And then it was like about like trying to figure it out for so long, like what was causing it, or like why it was reacting that way in certain situations. You know, I'm like, I was talking a lot in the Terra Onion Discord about it, and there's like other people trying it, and they were having it like appear in the exact same situations as I was, but not when you're using like HD Retrovision cables, like with like a specific level of LPF. I don't know. It's just, but I hadn't seen anything on that, like from anybody else.
Right.
So I mean, in a way, we're all cursed in our different ways.
Yes, that's for sure.
You know, like we might point out something that you would never, like most people would never notice.
Yeah.
And then like once they see it, then you curse them.
Yep. Exactly. We all have our pet peeves, that's for sure.
Yeah, or just, you know, yeah, just like noticing stuff. Jordan March, we do watch the chats, and we do interact. Yeah, there's the yellow submarine back there. When I was getting ready for the stream, I was like, oh, it's truly October. It's already dark out.
Yeah, it was not that long ago that it was still light when we started streaming.
Yeah. We've been at 8 o'clock for like a year now, though, haven't we? I feel like it's been a year since we've seen
Oh, yeah, or at least a year, maybe longer, probably longer. I was actually playing a game with a submarine for the video I'm working on.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to say what it was.
Ready, go!
But that video will probably be done, and it won't be done before next stream, but it'll release the following, the week after this coming.
We're really gonna try to making an effort to like get back into like a bi-weekly thing if we can. Like if we can just keep it going.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
Might not be perfect.
Yeah.
Bi-weekly would be twice a week. Semi-weekly would be every week.
No, bi-weekly is every other week.
I think bi-weekly is twice a week.
No, when I only remember the magazines like would only come out like certain magazines would only be like every other month they would come out. So they always said they're bi-monthly.
I'm gonna do this bi-weekly or semi-weekly.
Ready, go!
Tori Hansa says that it's both. It's English.
Oh, semi-weekly means twice a week? What?
Fallout.
This is a rarity where I was able to,
Huh?
I was able to like I knew something about like grammatical that you didn't. Or it's not even grammatical things.
Yeah.
I mean.
Well, that doesn't make sense though, because you would think semi would be like less often, right? Well, if it's like semi-weekly, then that's like, to me, that means less than weekly.
Ready, go!
You would think. I mean, the truth of the matter is, like, I mean, I guess I'm okay at riding, but I don't retain a lot of like the specific like English class type stuff, about prepositions and particles, and I couldn't tell you that much about like the composition of a sentence. Grammar, it's more of a feeling at this point,
Right.
Just like that doesn't feel right.
So I think this tracks how many bananas you've collected in the game, like completely.
Is that upper right?
Yeah.
That coin?
Yeah, it's like a coin with a banana on it.
That's interesting. I wonder if like you unlock things depending on like cumulative banana collecting.
Maybe.
That's a lot of bananas, man. 14,000 bananas?
Yeah.
I mean, I doubt I've eaten that many bananas in my life. Like even like if you count the bananas and baked goods or something,
Ready, go!
Jeez. And it doesn't matter how many times you die, you keep your banana total. Jeez.
Is the original version of these stages a lot shinier looking?
Maybe. It's been a long time.
I mean, I've not played like these levels, like this far into the game, very often. In revisiting the game, usually I play relatively earlier stages when I hop the game in.
Ready, go!
First party controllers part 3? It just hasn't happened.
Yeah, it
I mean, that'd be a good thing to do. I mean, I think for sure we were at one point I would say waiting on the new consoles to come out because that would kind of be the right time to include those.
Ready, go!
I mean, maybe we should do that soon-ish.
Why do we play a game if we're bad at it? Because you know what? We are not professional gamers. It's okay. It's okay to not be good at something, and and have fun without being.
Yeah, I mean, we don't.
Ready, go!
We don't stream to show off our skills.
Yeah.
We, some people like watching the struggle.
Yeah, not only that, but like I feel like really, really bad for people that have been worked in the situation where they literally can only play one game on stream, and that's it. Like that's like their life is like they just get to play this one game all the time, and that's and people will get mad if they play something else. We play something different every single week.
Ready, go!
And I think that is why I think a lot of people tend to watch.
Well, it's the same thing with sports, right? Like you like professional athletes, like their life is built around being as good as they can be at this one game.
And I think that's but they're
one mode of competition, and it's like I can't I mean there are people who do it, people who just play one competitive game, or they might move on to another game, but it's usually probably going to be in the same genre at some point, or they speed run a particular game or set of games or something, and then don't get me wrong, obviously they're like I say, that is what professional athletes do. That is what that is. I'm not into sports. I don't really understand the appeal of sports, but obviously most humans do. So that just goes to show that there's nothing wrong with limiting yourself to a small set of games. But I and obviously you too, just don't really understand that. Like I have my favorites, of course, and I like to go back to my old favorites. I'd like to replay some of my favorite games more often than I do, but more often than not, I kind of like to experience something I haven't done before, you know?
Yeah.
Even though these levels are technically something you've done before, but it's a new form, you know?
Right. It's not like I'm sitting here,
You're not trying to master it.
Yeah.
You're just trying to get through. I mean,
Nobody wants to see me try to master it either. I don't want people to watch me try to master
video
it.
games. Really, I mean, you can fail and fail and fail and fail, but all that matters is that you succeed one time.
Yep.
It doesn't matter how many times you fail. If you succeed one time, then you can beat the game.
Yeah.
Like that's I think a great thing. Yeah, that's what keeps me playing the game.
Yeah.
Is that that urge to.
So I guess that would if we were only allowed to
Go.
do like stream games that we are good at, like you'd be playing like Mario 3 like every week, and you'd be beating it over and over again.
Yeah, I mean, of course, it's not like I'm like a speed runner or something. Like, if that was the only thing that if I had to be like a Super Mario Brothers 3 streamer,
Yeah.
then like to compete, I would have to learn like all of the speed run strats and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I just I can play through the game quickly,
Yeah.
but I can play through it barely dying. But I don't really have a desire to be that good at it.
Right.
Ready?
I'm not a competitive person. Like I feel no desire to be better than like another human being. Like I just don't. That just doesn't do anything for me.
I'd probably only be able to stream Ghouls and Ghosts then on the Genesis. That'd be the only game that we'd be playing every week. Although, I could probably do that for a month. Every Sunday for a month, play Ghouls and Ghosts. I could do that.
Ready? Go.
I mean, even my favorite games, like I think I would get sick of like if I did like one run of like Mario 3 or one run of Mario 64 like a week or even a month. Like I think I'd get kind of tired of them.
Yeah, well, that's a long game. I mean, even at 70 stars, it can be long.
Well, 70 stars is like, a little over 2 hours for me. Not doing the speedrun strats and not having like really analyzed like, oh, what's the best order, what's the most efficient way through. Like me just getting the stars I want to get usually takes me a little over 2 hours.
Yeah.
Hurry up. 10, 9,
And she counts down. I don't feel like the old announcer used to just count down, like say 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
ready, go.
Ricky Diamond saying y'all ready for Metroid Dread on Friday.
man,
And by the way, Rick, I would be calling you Ricky Diamonds if it wasn't for me having tuned into some Game Dave streams lately. I hear him call you Ricky Diamonds. I don't know if he's right or wrong, because I would have said R-I-K-Y to me would be.
Oh, I would have said Ricky.
I would have said Ricky. It sounds to me more like a I don't know what Ricky would be. I'm assuming Ricky is not a real word.
Yeah.
But to me it sounds like an adjective. Your diamonds are very Ricky.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, it is Ricky Diamonds. But yes, Metroid Dread. I am excited about Metroid Dread on Friday. I've been playing the first game of Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Great Ace Attorney Adventures.
Oh, you're gonna try and wrap it up before that comes out.
I mean, it's moving along pretty quickly. I'm in the four or five chapters. So, like, I'm hoping maybe I can finish it before Metroid Dread.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It is this Friday. I have not even been thinking about it. I have not watched any trailers or anything since the reveal. I guess I only sort of watched the one on the direct. So maybe I watched like a trailer and a half.
Yeah, I kind of didn't focus my eye too keenly on it,
Yeah. That's my favorite thing. One of my favorite simplicities in life, I guess, these days is just going into a game completely blind. Like for this, I never, until I saw Joe's video today, like I hadn't even seen the game in action.
Yeah, I mean, I think I saw the initial like Nintendo Direct trailer, but like I didn't study it close enough to really say one way or the other what it looked
and that's
like.
The thing.
I hadn't looked
trailers and stuff. I don't. Once I see like the reveal trailer, I don't go back and watch it.
Yeah. Usually I don't. Yeah, I mean, I mean, even like I played Cruisin' Blast and WarioWare Get It Together on the stream a few weeks ago, and like I hadn't even really focused closely enough on those trailers during the direct.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was excited when I saw them, but I was mostly just focused on like, oh my gosh, this is so cool that this game is coming. More so than I was really looking very closely at the content, And so like I really knew very little about what the games looked like or how they played before I played them here on stream.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's more fun to live life like that, I guess.
Yeah.
Really.
Well, Drum has been like that for like almost 2 decades with Zelda games now. Like he,
oh wow, yeah.
Like starting with like Twilight Princess, he like watched the reveal trailer and nothing else. Wouldn't look at screenshots. Wouldn't look at anything else.
Well, that's I think one of the things, and you and I will agree on this, is that's one of the things that made Breath of the Wild so good, is because there's so much stuff in there that they never showed anywhere. So in a way, that was like it was kept so secret. So much of it was kept so secret that it gave that kind of feel to it.
Mm-hmm. All right, $5 from Container 7. Thank you, Save. $5 for playing games you are bad at.
Yeah, that's all I like to do.
Cheers to that.
It's my favorite thing.
Hurry up! 10, 9,
And when she starts counting down, it's like stresses me out.
6, 5, 4, fall out.
I wish you could turn that off. Are we going to review the Switch OLED? No, we're not going to review it. I do have one pre-ordered. I put in the minimal amount of effort to pre-order, and I managed to get one. So I think I'll just get it. And especially since, I can take my regular Switch and my kids can use it. So I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I think for your family, it makes sense to have another Switch.
Yeah, and if they...
For me, there's just like no benefit, to having another Switch in the house, really.
Ready, go!
So I'm just not that interested.
I just want to give a little shout out to Zane's dad here. It says this board looks stupid hard, and I just want to give a nice little shout out for calling levels boards, because that's what I used to call them when I was a kid. And maybe that's like a generational thing. Like I think that Zane's dad is like around the same age as me. Like he might be like a touch older than me, but like calling levels boards was definitely a thing for a long time for me.
I mean, I've always been a level man.
Yeah.
But every once in a while, like in a script or something, I'll mix it up and say like stage or something like that. Where do you stand on extra man?
I never really used that at all.
Or getting extra Mario?
No, never that either.
Like you're consuming your Marios. Your Marios are consuming.
That is definitely not something that. You know, like we would call them guys, I guess. An extra guy.
It's always been lives to me. I mean, I certainly have known people who have used like those other terms, but I've never sat right with them. But I think Zane's dad is going to enjoy some of my writing in the script for the video I'm working on.
Yeah.
I think I have a few puns and dumb things that I wrote in it that I think are funny. And I think he'll think they're funny.
Ready, go!
Yeah, cha-cha-cha-cha.
In the next few weeks in North Carolina, any suggestions on classic game stores? Ooh. I mean, the ones I know best are in the Charlotte area. There are 2 or 3 locations of Video Game World. The main one is in Huntersville. That's definitely my favorite game store. There is also Save Point Video Games in Charlotte. The Grid in Charlotte. The Grid is interesting because game-wise, it can be often a miss, but there's odd things that you might find there. Like that's where I started getting projectors, was from there.
Yeah.
Okay. The one I sent you was
yeah.
That's one I got. Let me finish on game stores, but then we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Let's see. There, I don't know how many of these there are these days. There's a chain in the general Charlotte area called Gamers Alley, and then just into South Carolina and Rock Hill, South Carolina, there's a couple of places. There's Joe's Video Games, which usually doesn't have that much going on in terms of games, but they do sell a lot of arcade machines there. And also in Rock Hill is, I believe, 2 locations of a store called G2K Games.
Mm-hmm.
I went to a place. What was it called? Like, what was it called? There was a place sort of near the foot of the mountains. That I went to a few weeks ago. I think it was just called The Game Store and More. It was a really nice little store. They had a lot of good little things there. I really like. They were like Japan, where every single game was like in a little clear package. So everything felt very clean. I forget the name of the town though that it was in. It was called The Game Store and More. Also, everyone sort of north of me talks about Lost Ark video.
Right, and they just had the really cool, like a big 10-year anniversary thing. And I've only been there once because we went there after.
Yeah, I've only been there that one time as well.
When we shot the limited run documentary, and we stopped there on the way back, like right before we stopped and got all those PVMs. It was right
Yeah.
before it.
And so I don't have a lot of experience with that store, but it's pretty popular with, you know, it's a little far for me, but it's pretty popular with a lot of people that live more in the Winston-Salem, Greensboro area. But yeah, their art, like they had art promoting that event that had a character on it that was like, that looks just like the girl on that new 240p test suite
But it is.
poster, and it was like it was
Yeah.
it was the same artist.
Yeah.
I
I
did-
love that guy's art, and I am like,
Yeah, it's
I kind of
really,
want to
really
see if we
good.
could like hire him to do like classic anime versions of us. Like that's the only. I feel like that's the only cartoon version of us that I would find acceptable.
You'd be willing to put out a thumbnail?
Yeah.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6,
Um,
5, 4, 3,
I gotta go faster. I don't know how I get.
You've got to go a lot faster. Is there any way to skip some of the level?
Yeah. Then it's like it's impossible to recover.
Ready, go!
Also, sort of
Ready,
just a little bit west of the Charlotte area, there's a place called Game Swap, not Stop, Swap. It's in Lincolnton. So yeah, that's all the stuff I can. I mean, the Charlotte area has
ready,
the general Charlotte area kind of has a lot of game stores. But then, like Raleigh, like one of the reasons that Limited Run is opening their own store in Raleigh is because Raleigh is crap for game stores. Like,
Yeah.
like for some reason,
ready,
and Charlotte's great. Someone was asking about will we ever do a original Xbox RGB? And yes, definitely. You know, I've actually been thinking about lately. I mean, I don't know how soon we would get to it, but I actually just got, thanks to you know, Retro RGB Bob, who is a wonderful human being. I just got the Make Megahertz Xbox,
Right.
which is really nice. You know, I was asking Bob, I was like, do you know anyone who
10,
would sell me like
8,
an
7,
Xbox with a recap power supply? Because I just had 2 Xboxes
3,
die.
2,
Oh, did you do it? Oh, you're doing it. Oh, you did it. Ooh, man, that was close. So anyway, I
Banana
do
plate.
have that, and it kind of made me think, like, how confirmed is it that,
ready,
uh,
go!
but yeah, Bob was just like, well, you know, I'm done with this Make Megahertz one. You can have it. I'm like, oh,
Ready,
that should be huge.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, you can't use analog output from it, so I still need to
Yeah.
get like a recapped
That, you know,
analog output original Xbox for analog output, because I just need to be able to make those comparisons. But
right.
Make Megahertz one is neat. It's neat. I like it the little bit I've used of it so far. But it is it still confirmed that Pixel FX is still planning to do an Xbox mod? I mean, we have really no idea how far off it could be.
Yeah, I'm sure that they're going to be doing that.
ready, go!
I mean, they gotta be. You know, like they had it's like far along as it was. You know, I'm sure they just a lot of stuff.
I mean,
together.
I never had the idea of how far along it was,
Right.
honestly. So but yeah, I mean, depending on how far that is, like if it's going to be like a super far off thing, then you know maybe we should just go ahead and do one a separate video on that mod. But I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. There was $1.99 from Gaming Blows. Thank you, saying so. This is a bunk port. Controls seem awful. Do you think the controls are awful, or are you just bad at it?
No, I don't think they don't seem awful to me, but like that's coming from someone who is not, played the original in, a long time, and I haven't probably put in 100 hours into the original.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
Joe
really
says as much in the video. He says, I mean, he said himself that it's very possible that it just feels bad because he's spent so much time with the original. So I think that saying that they're bad is probably, in this case, it just depends on experience.
But at the same time, lack of experience means you're struggling a bit. But it's okay.
Yeah.
I don't think you're doing embarrassingly bad.
No, and it doesn't even matter anyways.
I mean, you've gotten a lot further than I've gotten. In any time I've popped, the original Super Monkey Ball.
Well, having unlimited lives certainly helps a lot.
Yeah. So you were going to talk about, I sent you the first projector I ever bought, which was the in-focus one from the video.
Yeah. And I asked you about it. I said, would you be willing, since you had so many that you got, I asked you if you would be willing to send me one. And you're like, oh yeah, I'll give you this one. And I got it, and immediately I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. And I immediately put together a big thing that I'm gonna project it on the side of my house now. I got all this stuff, a setup where I had an extra tripod without a ball head on it, and I got this platform for projectors specifically, or specific projectors and laptops, and I can put the projector on that, and then I can take it outside, put it either kind of a little decline hill going down to the side of the house, and there's nothing on that side of the house. So
no windows even?
No windows, nothing.
Wow.
It's just the side of the garage. And I got it so I can, I put all of the, there's a surge protector with USB chargers in it as well. So I can just keep everything in this box, and I can just kind of plug everything in. And will take nothing to really set it up. And now I have this idea of having I feel like it could be a hit in the neighborhood. Just thinking about I hooked the mister up to it, right? Yeah. I was like, oh, maybe I can do a thing during October, maybe I'll play a bunch of Castlevania games out there on the side of the house and see if anybody comes over and hey, what are you doing? Or even just some kids might think that it's cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You could advertise, a Street Fighter 2 tournament.
Yeah. I don't know if it's just asking for trouble in some way or another, but I don't know. I think it seems it can be pretty fun.
When you hooked up the mister to it, did you
I set it to 720p.
Did you have to change its settings to be 720p, or is it
well, that's what I did, but then because I didn't think it could do 1080p, and I somehow was able to, even if you plug the PS4 into it, it says under 1080p, it says not supported. But if you go down to it and you select it, it says, and you say yes, where it says, are you sure you want to do this? If there's no input for this amount of time, it'll revert back to the old resolution. So it's willing to try it out. It doesn't not give you the option for it.
See, I've it's always said signal out of range or something when I took 1080p from the time sleep, or in some cases I think it would display it, but it would be zoomed in or something.
Well, that's how it was at first. I was oh, it's doing it, but it's making it real big. Because at first it was doing 1080i, and it was doing it. And then I somehow coaxed it into doing 1080p, and it was still zoomed in. But then I hit like a button on it, like a, I thought it was like an aspect ratio button, but all it did was just like make it so it was the correct size. But it still says on the on-screen display, it says 1080p.
The lag is definitely best at 720p.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just do 720p because it's easy, but it's nice to know that I could get it to work if I needed it to. Because that's definitely not the native resolution anyways. Like 1080p wouldn't be, as far as I know.
No, I mean, the native resolution of that projector is 100% 1920 or 1280 by 720.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like I said, if you put in Hardcore Uprising from your PS3, you'll see it.
Yeah.
You'll see very clearly what I mean when I say that it is exactly 720p. There was a $5 super chat from Crazy Bingo.
Oh.
Saying Raleigh MLiG meetup, the retro games store drought is real. Well, I mean, if there's no retro stores in the area, I guess you just gotta get together for some crazy bingo, right? You know, one or two people from the MLiG Discord tried to talk me into going to the sort of the limited run, like, was it, they call it like a flea market or something?
Yeah.
I can't remember what they called it, but it was like a month or so ago. It was right at the beginning when I was working on the projector episode, and it was.
Yeah. Although
Raleigh
you should go down when they do
terribly
that.
close for me, so
If they do,
it's like 2.5 plus hours to get to the Raleigh area. So I wasn't feeling it, but I would like to when they do the grand
retail
opening
store.
of their store. I would really like to.
Yeah, I was gonna say you should go down there for that. For sure, that would be really cool.
That would definitely be fun. There was also $5 from MegX6. Thank you.
Thank you.
Coury says, or MegX6 says, Coury, you look like you're enjoying this game a lot more than last week.
That's for sure. I sort of feel that my reaction to ActRaiser last week was like something we don't see very often on this channel. I guess coming from me.
I mean,
I'm pretty laid back with this stuff.
Very negative, nothing really positive for me to say. You know, Drum did end up streaming it.
Let me guess, he loves it.
Wednesday.
Let me guess, he likes it.
I think he does like it in general. You know, but he also likes tower defense. So.
Yeah. Oh, maybe we'll just do that. There was also $1 from Jordan Maddock, and there was no comment, but he had a question after that, asking if we have any plan to like cover the DSi. I mean, that's definitely a you question. I don't have like a lot of.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I really have anything that I feel like saying about the DSi in particular. Because, I mean, you know, I didn't buy like that much DSi wear. You know, the main ones for me were like WayForward's, you know, Mighty Flip Champs and Mighty Milky Way. I like Mighty Flip Champs a lot more than Milky Way. And of course, Shantae Whiskey's Revenge is great. But I just don't have a lot to say about like the exclusive downloads, download games, or you know any of the unique, you know, camera related features of any games. I never played any games that were, you know, that required that or used that. I think there might have been one or two games in Japan. But you know, I feel like the 3DS video that we did, on 3DS video capture or lack thereof. That kind of scratched that itch for me,
Yeah.
And I do like to capture DS games that way since it's the only really viable option I have. It's
How do I do this?
it sort of looks like you can.
I know. I know that I can. I didn't know how to get to it. Once I get to the outside, how do I get there?
Can you
There's
pause
a
the
goal
game and look
on the
at
other
the map?
side. What?
Can you pause the game and look at the map? So we'll sort of see because you couldn't Banana Blitz. Banana Blitz HD.
Yeah.
But come up here, Sandy.
Okay, so you gotta go all around the edge. Okay, so it's like a big spinny thing.
Ready, go! Fall out.
Well, you heard DSi have the best screens. That's obviously the screen lottery is like a big, or at least it was, and probably still is to some in some circles, a big topic of discussion. And but at the end of the day, I kind of feel like, especially now that these products are discontinued,
Ready, go!
that to me, it's not an interesting conversation at this point, but just because you can't easily buy new ones,
Right.
Ready,
but there's definitely, some, I've certainly seen, and I believe probably have DS with, screens that don't look quite, the same color temperature.
ready, go!
I think it's funny, sometimes the reaction to that
Ready,
3DS video, there's a lot of people who, I imagine they're a good many years younger than we are, which is fine. We were so used to when we grew up, game consoles lasted, 4 or 5 years.
Right.
Generally 5 years.
But when you're younger, 4 or 5 years seems like so much longer.
Well, it is a long time, but
Yeah.
but generally 4 to 5 years, and that last year was usually real bad. At least for a lot of Nintendo, N64 and GameCube had real bad last years. Not to say there weren't good games that released, but it wasn't a lot.
ready,
And now though, systems last, they're on the market more like 7, 8 years. I mean,
Right.
this is a huge chunk of some of these younger people's lives, right? And they aren't as used. I mean, like you say, it did feel like a long time in some ways, but they weren't as used to the idea of, this system is retiring. It's going off the market. And it's interesting seeing some of these perspectives of people who just they don't understand what that means.
Yeah.
There was a very strong sense of denial to some of the things we were saying in the beginning of the 3DS video of especially when it first came out, when it came out at a time where Nintendo had no announced games on their roster at that time.
Right.
And there were a few third-party games coming, but not a lot. Not a lot. And people just wanted to act almost oh, it's on the mend, we'll bounce back.
Yeah.
It's and I think some people thought took it almost as we
It's
were
coming back.
insulting
It's gonna come back.
when we said that it's getting ready to enjoy a well-deserved retirement. People almost took it this insult that they have to fight back against. The 3DS it's gonna make it, you know?
Yeah.
Never gonna die. I'm never gonna stop playing it. And it's like, hey.
It's okay.
Me too.
Ready?
I'm not playing on 3DS. I want to continue playing too.
Yeah.
I don't play the 3DS a whole lot because, you know, I do have a preference for games that I can play on my TV. But it's like, when I say that a system's retiring, that's not a bad thing.
Ready?
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing. Our whole channel is built around,
Ready?
or, you know, not entirely, but like mostly built around old games, old
Yeah.
systems, old technology,
Yep.
CRTs. You know, like this is technology that people don't make anymore. Like it's okay. Like
Yeah.
no, it's okay.
And
Like I
you
just feel
shouldn't feel
like
bad.
people that are younger aren't used to it. You know.
Yeah.
Because they're the turnover of generations is just slower than it used to, you know?
Yeah.
It's okay for
His
a system.
voice is
I
like
didn't
kind of
say the
obnoxious.
3DS was dead. It's not gone.
I mean, yeah.
No
I
one's
mean,
stopping
it's
you from continuing to play it.
yeah. But it is kind of funny how game releases on it, like they didn't even like really slow down. It's just like they just stopped.
Yeah.
You notice that where it's like, oh, there's stuff coming
It
out.
was like
They even seem to
remakes
slow down.
like
It's just like,
Luigi's
oh,
Mansion and WarioWare Gold,
yeah,
like maybe another couple of things, and then it was just done.
and nothing else came out for it.
Ready?
Basically.
Fallout. Ready? Go.
You know, I played Fire Emblem Echoes on my 3DS earlier this year, and it was
Ready? Go.
one of my favorite games I've played this year.
Man,
Fallout.
these EX levels are tough. I'm gonna last one, so I feel like I gotta stick it out and beat this one,
So many
and
people were
then
super happy to see the 3DS die and then instantly went back and wanted it back alive again. Well, you know, I think too, maybe part of, you know, sort of these complicated feelings that people had, you know, with our remarks in that video, you know, not really understanding that we didn't mean it as a bad thing at all to say that the 3DS was,
yeah,
you know, pretty much done.
Ready?
I think maybe people had been sick of hearing people saying like, oh, I wish Nintendo would just be done with the 3DS so that they put all the resources into making Switch games, you know, which is a point of view I can understand too. I can understand that. I frankly probably kind of felt that way too.
Ready? Go.
You know, it's like, well, I'd rather Switch games instead of more 3DS games.
Ready? Go.
And so maybe those people like were just so sick of hearing people be like, oh, would the 3DS just die already? So that, you know, we'd get more Switch games. So that this game would be on Switch instead of 3DS. I wish it wasn't on 3DS. And they were probably just so sick of hearing that, and they, you know, anything that wasn't glowing about the 3DS or acknowledging it or wishing it a good long continued healthy life, they knee-jerk reaction to, you know, fight against it. But okay, no platform will be around forever, even though that sounds like what Microsoft wants us to do.
Ready? Go.
We'll see.
Fallout. Ready? Go.
I'm just trying to rush it here. That's what
Fallout.
someone was saying I should do. You should just rush it, and that's why I almost had it when I went back. Ooh, 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 ooh. Now that we know that that's possible, it changes everything. Oh, come on.
Ooh.
Oh, come on. Like, that's really how it's gotta go?
Ready? Go.
What? There's got to be another way than that ring. Do you really have to go around that ring?
Yeah.
Fallout. Ready? Go.
You know, I can't remember if I commented on this before, but you know, I mentioned a little earlier that I'd been working on the first game of Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, and I mean, I think it just looks so good. It's just so good looking, and it's like hard to believe that, you know, it was originally designed for 3DS. Like, I'm sure they like, I don't know if like they had to redraw any of like the art and textures, or if their source art was already that high resolution. But it looks so good, and I just love how it looks, because like the cell shading is so like clean, and like the character poses and animations are just like so good. That it's just like I can't believe this is a game that was 240p and it like looks so amazing at 1080p on my TV. Like I can't believe. Yeah, Aro Minato says it definitely doesn't feel like a 3DS before. It's really good looking. Like I wonder how easy it would be to make like Eighth Attorney 5 and 6 look that good. It looks so good. I can't believe how good it looks. Like it's hard to believe that those assets and animations were made for 3DS.
Ready, go! Ready, go! Fallout! Ready, go!
Yep, Edgeworth 2 is the last game that never got localized. I wonder though if the Edgeworth games would be harder to translate to HD, just because of the way you have like the character like moving about in the stage. Like I wonder if that would be more complicated, or not complicated necessarily, but higher effort, sort of more time consuming, sort of redrawing of assets, perhaps.
Yeah.
I've heard
Zero
some
says,
people
I
say
still don't look as mad as last week. I just want to say that I'd rather beat my head against the same level of Monkey Ball for 2 hours than play 6 different levels of Tower Defense.
Ready,
You know, I've heard some people call Edgeworth 2 like the best game in the whole series. And I don't like. I have a hard time believing that, because like I feel like the first Edgeworth is maybe my least favorite Ace Attorney. Like, and I don't mean that to say I don't like it, but I just kind of feel like it might be my least favorite. The last several hours of that game were way longer than necessary. And I kind of wonder if like what I heard about someone saying like, oh, Edgeworth 2, I wonder if that sentiment might be born from, you know, we didn't get it, so like it's this amazing thing that you want, so like you're inclined to believe that it is better than it really is. I don't know.
The camera. Let me see here.
Yeah, I think Trials and Tribulations is my favorite too. I mean, the last case in that is just unbelievable.
ready, go! Fallout!
It's like a specific direction I need to be able to go and get it every time. I just don't know if turning the camera changes it.
Ready, go! Fallout! Ready,
If anybody's getting sick of the sound, let me know and I'll turn it down.
fallout! Ready,
Yep. There was a time when everyone was saying like, oh, Tekken Densetsu 3 is actually like the best RPG on the Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
fallout!
It's like,
No, it's not even close.
it's good. But
It's not as good as
I mean, I like it more than Coury does,
Yeah.
but it's like, yeah.
Ready, go!
Like it's just this whole like, oh, we didn't get it, so it's amazing
Yeah.
sort of mentality. Like you want it so much more because you didn't get it, and you like it just when people try
I wish
it
there was like a quick.
and they still think it is amazing, but like I don't know. There's a weird psychology.
I wish there was like a button you could hit to just like restart it without having to load. That would make it go a lot quicker. So we have in here Fallout.
Fall out. I love how Joe like pointed out that she like enunciates fall out like so clearly.
Yeah, it makes you miss the old guy. He's like Fallout.
Fall out.
Yeah. Fallout.
Fall out. Fall out. This is definitely a very different way of saying it.
Yeah.
Fall out. Ready, go. Fall out.
Jim Dandy says the game volume is too low. Are you sure now is the time to request
Yeah.
change?
Ready, go.
Yeah. Try, you hear it, right? And it's like, is it starting to annoy you yet?
Nah, I'm pretty easy going on that kind of stuff.
Ready,
I don't get annoyed by overly repetitive sounds most of the time in games most of the time.
ready, go.
Sometimes I have my limits.
Fall out.
Mario Advance.
Ready, go.
Yep,
Yeah.
Final Fantasy Type 0. I've talked about that before. You know, I played it on my games I've never booted stream
Yeah.
just a little bit. And,
Ready,
you know, like it was just like, oh man, like this PSP game from Square Enix that we didn't get. Curse you, Square Enix. Ah!
Yeah.
And it's just like, you know, it's just this amazing thing, you know. There's a chocobo that's bleeding to death in the opening FMV. I must play this dark Final Fantasy. And then it comes out here and people are like,
It's a chocobo is bleeding to death? Is that like a storyline in it?
ready, go.
like, I'm pretty sure there's like a chocobo like dying in the opening FMV.
Ready, go.
And people are like, ooh, I want to play this dark Final Fantasy where chocobos bleed to death. That's right. And everyone just wanted it so bad.
And I'm sure
And it
that
comes out and like literally like once you have it though, once you have this thing that you wanted, like literally the only thing people said about was, oh, there's too much motion blur. And I never heard like anyone say whether it was good or bad. It's just, oh, it has too much motion blur.
what's funny though, you know that there's people out there before it came out saying like Final Fantasy Type 0 is the best Final Fantasy game since Final Fantasy 6.
Oh yeah,
Like, people were
they're
saying
totally
that.
were.
Oh,
They're totally.
I see Jeremy Farman say I want to kill chaos. That got me thinking about that trailer. I was like dying. Like I was like losing my mind over Jack Garland. And it's like this big reveal. Like it's supposed to be this
It's all worked up over our laughing.
Yeah, it is so funny when he says Garland. My name is Jack Garland. It's like it's just, you know, like the easiest, like most simple name that they could come up with. They can't make like a normal name in any way. Ooh. You know what I mean? Like they can't make a name that is completely normal. And like I guess they haven't been able to make a name that's completely normal. And then when they do, it's like Jack Garland. You know what I mean? Like no Final Fantasy game has had like a normal character name until now. And it's just it's so funny. And like I joked around because I feel like Jack Garland's character design might be the worst character design I've like ever seen in my life. I don't know what it is about him that I feel like they probably could have gotten a better character design if they had just like had a, you know, like a random character generator in it. Which,
Yeah.
I said to you, and I think that you probably said it before too, is that that's how they should have done it in the first place, because then it would be like in line with
Well, yeah, you
Final
should have
Fantasy
been
1.
able to make your own character. Like I love the concept of the game, by the way. I love the idea of like, oh, let's do a retelling of Final Fantasy 1 in like an action RPG. Like,
Yeah.
that's a great idea. But like and like, I only played like maybe 20 or 30 minutes of the first demo.
Yeah.
But like I like some of the gameplay ideas. I really like how you like kind of collect these different like moves, and you can choose like which one of those goes where in your combo. So like it's like, oh, this attack is square square triangle, and this attack is square 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 triangle. I really like the idea of building your combos yourself like that. That's really cool, actually. But like what are they thinking with this character? Really, it's I've read about this recently where like it even has like a name. I think it's called isekai, where there's this like it's this whole like subgenre that has become like really popular supposedly in recent years in Japan. It's just like all over like manga and anime and games and stuff, where it's all about like a character from, the real world, or at least a character from another world. Like, I guess like kind of like vaguely like Titus in Final Fantasy X, for example.
Yeah,
Like,
but they're from our world.
That works because it's done in a very in-universe way that works well with that story, right?
Yeah.
Square Enix's Forspoken is doing this too, where like I think the lady is from, London or something.
Yeah.
And it's like that can be done well, but like I don't like the idea of just doing it because it's like super popular and everyone else is doing it. I don't like is the whole idea like, oh, you feel like the character is more relatable or something because of it, because of them being from the real world? Like, is that what this is about? I don't know.
I don't know. And in a way, like
it does nothing for me, and I don't think that has any place in Final Fantasy 1.
They got on that maybe like after Lightning Returns, after the ending to Lightning Returns. But in that, she like comes to like our world, right?
Huh?
And that's like in Lightning Returns, she like comes to our world.
Well,
right?
it's kind of ambiguous, but it totally looks like she like ends up in like, rural France or something.
Yeah. But I don't know, like that, just the idea of that just seems not interesting at all to me.
But Aaron Minato says Isekai is like the battle royale of anime.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're seeing a lot of battle royales type. All right, you talk about like the book, I guess, in the movie. That's probably not what you were talking about. You're talking about.
Well, I assume he was talking about like how like battle royale is just like this ultra popular thing in video games that every game like needs to try to do because it's so popular. I mean, like I said, that kind of thing can be done well, but like I am not sold on it in Final Fantasy, and I'll be curious to see how it's handled in Forspoken. Like if it's just done purely for this idea of, human from the real world, goes on a magical journey that's unlike anything they'll ever do again. Like, just like, what's the point of that? Like, I'd rather you have an in-universe explanation for this.
Yeah. And it just sounds boring.
But
I'm kind of want to start playing.
I'm definitely curious about Forspoken though. I'm a little unsure if the setup makes a lot of sense to me, but it looks cool.
Yeah.
You know, I'm willing to give an original Square Enix IP a try.
Yeah. I just think it's funnier that, you know, his name is Jack Garland, and like what like what if the whole plot twist is that like so Jack Garland like becomes Garland, and it turns out that Garland is from our world. And
I mean,
like
it
it
might
like
be.
retroactively like ruins the original Final Fantasy.
Well, you know, you're not supposed to let retcons
Right. I just like the
ruin the
idea. It's
original.
like someone out there like thought like that's the idea that they had, and that's what they're going with.
Yeah. It would ruin it for a lot of people, but
Yeah.
you need to get out of the mind. People need to get out of the mindset that retcons ruin the original, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because that was very much not the yeah. There was that whole quote from Nomura saying, I was thinking I wanted to make a game based around the concept of an angry mayor.
Yeah. And the most angry man I could think of was Garland from Final Fantasy. Like that's like literally the most. He's the angriest dude in all Final Fantasy. And his name is Jack.
His name is Jack. Jack Garland. My goodness.
I mean, it's so stupid that it's funny.
It is. It is. It's like the thing is, I genuinely think it's going to be a good game. You know, I haven't played the demo. I did download demo. What's so weird is it like when I clicked on the PlayStation Store, to download, like it brought up like immediately like Final Fantasy Origin, Stranger of Paradise.
Yeah.
It like immediately brought that up, and I went into it. I hit download, and it ended up being the first demo again. And it wouldn't. Of course, it wouldn't let me play it. And so, like, I had to like dig
Like
a little bit.
Nothing
to find
but
the new demo.
problems. You got that first one, it didn't work for you, and now like that's the only version of the demo you can download.
No, but I was able to find it, but like it was not the immediately displayed thing for me. Well, you know, there was the whole thing where like I don't know if like anyone ever talked about this, but like when Final Fantasy VII remake interlude, what's it called? Intermission.
Intergrade.
Intergrade is when that launched, and then you know you could download the Yuffie DLC Intermission separately. You know, I was gonna buy it right away, and I was like, you know, searching the store around midnight when it launched, and when it finally went up, like it said like it was like some like Korean version or something like that. You did. You did it. I can't believe it. Clear time, is that 1 hour? Is that clear time 1 hour?
Not for that long.
Or was that 1 minute? Like, how is that being counted?
Yeah, I fell out 400. I think that's for the whole thing. I was like literally like thinking like, oh, I'm just gonna sit here for 10 seconds and then see what happens. I feel like that's got to be a clip. Like someone needs to clip
What
that.
do you mean you were going to sit there for 10 seconds and see what happened?
Yeah, that was what I was thinking about. Like I'm just gonna sit there and just like
Wait. So
think
did you
about
not
it.
do anything?
I sat there for 10 seconds and then I just like held up.
You're kidding.
That's exactly what I did.
You're kidding.
I am not kidding. That is exactly what I did.
Amazing. Pro strats.
Whew. I don't think I can save the replay. I didn't hit it in time.
No.
The 414th time. That's all it took. Man. I think that might have been how many times I fell out through all the entire like normal course. Because I certainly didn't get 2,000 bananas on that level.
Yeah. But wait, how have you... If you got 2,000 some bananas, how do you have 14,000?
Because I played through the casual mode earlier today.
Okay.
I cannot believe that.
Oh man, that pro performance just got a new member from A channel. Thank you.
A channel, it's like this is quality entertainment. All right.
Someone needs to make a clip of that.
Yeah, as I was saying. But it was like, that was just a random like thing that I just decided to do. And I somehow managed to like get through it on my first time trying that.
Wow.
Man. All right, I can unmute it now.
Why was it muted?
Because I was getting sick of hearing Fallout.
Oh.
All right, should I do some story mode?
Yeah, well, so did you back out of it after finishing that one, or was that
No,
the last level
there's
or
no
not?
credits in it or anything like that. So it just...
Oh, that was the last level of that mode?
Yeah.
Was that like the medium mode or whatever?
Yeah.
Advanced?
That was normal mode.
Ooh,
And challenge mode. Says...
I see. Joe was saying that the cutscenes are actually simplified in story mode.
Yeah, so is it just a story mode from 2? It must be.
I'm sure that's what it is. He kind of recommends starting there, although that seems kind of weird to me because like it gets
Yeah,
mean within a few worlds.
Yeah. Oh, there's a slow motion button you can hold down to it.
It is so sad that it doesn't have the credits. I mean, the credits in Super Monkey Ball 1 are some of the best credits ever.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know why they'd simplify it like this instead of just bringing the cutscenes over from the original.
Or they just like...
I think like the moral of the story is that this is not like just because you buy this does not mean you can just get rid of your original version.
Right. I mean, like I said, this is kind of like a repackaging rather than a... It's like reusing the levels in a new package, but it's kind of a distinctly different game, really. At least they don't still have the what was it? Magical words is eat, I poo.
Yeah, well...
I don't know, maybe they should have kept that.
Yeah. Man.
Like, if they're just going to have them watching the TV in those cutscenes, they should at least have the original cutscenes like embedded on the TV.
Yeah. Or at
Like if
least
they're
have
just
them in the game.
embarrassed to show like 480p cutscenes. I mean, honestly, were they pre-rendered or were they real? They were real time, weren't they?
I think they're
Maybe
pre-rendered.
some of them were pre-rendered, but
They were. I think they were they were video files. They were like pre-rendered and of like the game. using the game's engine.
Ready?
I played a few worlds into Super Monkey Ball 2 GameCube when Duke was on the stream one time.
What are those things? Oh, they're real time on the GameCube. They're only pre-rendered on Xbox. I don't have the deluxe version.
Ready? Go!
Yeah, so it's been a little while since I looked at those.
Why am I
cutscenes.
playing as a doctor? Is like maybe I chose the character before I like chose this.
Do you like choose like your character like from
Before
your
you choose a
profile
mode,
or
maybe.
something?
Didn't think that was the case, but it probably
Ready?
is the case.
Go!
Oh, jeez.
I mean, Super Monkey Ball is probably one of the few series where my favorite character is just like the generic Mario of the bunch.
Yeah.
Like I like Gon Gon, I like the Doctor, but I still think Ai is my favorite, to be honest.
Yeah. Did I ever show you my? I'll show you my Super Monkey Ball 2, like little freebie that I got back when I worked at Electronics Boutique when Monkey Ball 2 came out. I had this like little plastic banana. It's a Super Monkey Ball 2 on it. For some reason I kept that. And I like it. I've kept it, and not only that, but it's like right here next to my computer.
Super Monkey Ball 2 and Super Mario Sunshine
Came out like the same day, I think.
I think they did. I'm about to double check.
I think else came out like that same day. I think Sky Gunner, I think, came out that same day.
Really?
Maybe I played the demo I got the demo of Sky Gunner on that same day.
Let's see. August 25th, 2002.
Ready?
Super Monkey Ball 2. Super Mario Sunshine.
There's 5 reals from Guilherme Sousa.
Thank you.
Saying, judging by those 400 plus attempts, is it fair to say this is the Dark Souls of 3D platformers? I would say that this is the Dark Souls of ball-bearing mazes. Like you gotta
Like I said earlier in the stream, like this is like, to me, this is more akin to Pac-Man or Mr. Do or something like that. Like this is the Dark Souls of Pac-Man. You're a dot moving around a maze collecting fruit. So Super Mario Sunshine is listed as August 26th, but I'm pretty sure I got them the same day.
Yeah.
It was the week I was moving into college.
Oh, really?
No. Yeah, I think I don't remember where they came from because I don't think it was the EB at the mall near here. I think it was there. Maybe I didn't know it was there yet, and I got it. I got it at EB, but it was I think a little further away.
Ready? Go!
Let me check out Sky Gun.
I'm pretty sure. Now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like it's gonna be the demo that I got that same day.
Well, it came out before actually. It was June 24th.
Oh, it came out the 24th.
The game was out like 2 months early.
Wait, what?
The game was out 2 months
Ready?
before.
Oh, okay. Then that wouldn't have been the case. Because I thought it was the same day, but I guess not. Those are really special days, though, when you had 2 games you're looking forward to getting pre-ordered, and they both came out the same day.
And I remember
Like Metroid and Metroid Prime and Fusion. That was one of them.
my cousin's husband had not that long before then gotten a rear projection HD TV, and
Hurry up.
like the
10, 9,
I think it was the weekend after, you know, Super Monkey Ball 2 and Mario Sunshine came out, I stayed over at their house for the weekend. And I remember playing out my GameCube to it and playing it in widescreen because, you know, I could. But I didn't understand at the time, like, oh, like I know this game supports progressive scan, but why is it not working? You know, I had S-video cables.
Oh.
You know, but I don't think I fully understood, like,
Ready? Go.
you know, you had to have component cables for 480p. But I did get S-video cables because when I moved to college, I got a VGA box that so I could play composite and S-video, which I thought S-video was it, man. I thought that was as good as it got. And I was able to play them on my computer monitor, so I didn't have to cram a TV into the room. And so I thought at the time it looked really good, especially because like I'd never had any way to use S-video before that. So like, you know, using S-video was like amazing. Cheer you, that's funny.
Baby
Like
Boba.
that like zombie Gongon, like I unlocked him in the normal course of play in Banana Blitz HD. And that pirate II. I got Sonic just for beating the game.
Beat.
Beat. Level 2 volcanic magma.
You know, I was thinking about like maybe sometime since I got this HDMI Xbox now, I was thinking like I should stream Jet Set Radio Future and like
bananas are turned into spray cans. I didn't know that. That's interesting that they turn the bananas into...
that's cool.
Yeah.
I wonder if Coury picks up money.
I wonder.
You should check it out sometime.
Yeah. I have no idea what you think of Jet Set Radio. I feel like you might not like it.
See that's like the danger, because you know then people are going to be so mad that I'm like playing it and not getting it. You know?
Yeah. Well, it's
I was also kind of like
takes a little while.
I mean, I was also kind of thinking like forcing myself to like play it for 3 hours on a stream like might be my best chance at like trying to appreciate it, you know? So I don't know if that's a good idea or not. Like I'm sure a lot of people are like, yes, stream Jet Set Radio Future, but like you said, like there's a high risk of me like just like not really caring about the game at all.
Yeah. I'm not sure if you're gonna.
What makes you think I might not?
Well,
like
for the same reason I can't see you like really liking like Tony Hawk and stuff like that.
Yeah. I feel like I would probably be more interested in Jet Set than Tony Hawk though.
That's true. Oh.
Fall out.
Yes.
Ready? Go.
I mean, there's like a campaign to it, right?
Oh yeah.
Like there's like main objectives to follow.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. There's a story and all.
Ready? Go!
See, I'm curious to see what everybody's items are going to be now.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that Curious is just like a bunch of money, like not just a single coin, but like a bunch of money.
Fallout. Ready? Go!
And Yakuza Like a Dragon, does money like fly out of enemies when you beat them in like RPG combat?
No.
It doesn't?
No.
Oh, that's
You just get money like after you win battles.
oh, that's
I'm about 12 hours into it,
uh-huh.
and it's good. It takes a while to get started, but I don't know. I just think it's definitely has some aspects to it that are it's got some good humor to it.
Yeah, I mean
And it's just ridiculous a lot of times.
yeah. The like I said before, like I've only played Zero,
Ready?
but
Yeah.
I think the very fine line of like super serious drama mixed with like the goofiest, stupidest stuff you could imagine is
Yeah.
like the fine line, the balance that like defines the series and why people love it.
Yeah.
But I mean, like that was. I don't know if all the Yakuza, like if all the Kiryu games do it or not, but like that was one of my favorite things about Yakuza 0 is just like when you beat people, like there's just like a whole bunch of money flies out of them. It's great.
Well, Steffi says
Like,
that only happens in
I
that
feel
game.
like
That's the only one that happens then.
I feel like money popping out of enemies is like one of the most satisfying things in video.
Yeah.
Like I mean, even when it's as simple as like a coin popping out of a single coin popping out of an enemy in Monster, you know?
Yeah. There's $2 from Sonic TT1. Thank you. Saying $2 for Kiryu. Collect those stamina X's. When I beat this
So
level,
it's gonna be energy drinks, I guess.
when I beat this this chapter, I guess I'll switch characters. Look at him go.
Man, that is like so far away. Like I can't even see the ending yet. I think I'm starting to see it maybe. I don't remember like a level that long, but I must have played it on that stream with Duke though.
Ready? Go!
Slow it down or something like that.
Really makes you want to play Yakuza 0, but really want to stick to release order. See, like, you know, I remember like, you know, when people first started preaching the good word of Yakuza and being like, oh, this series, like, this is actually amazing, and you need to play it. You know, when it started becoming a thing, like people were talking about like, oh, like they'll like bring back this character. It's like, oh my gosh, it's this guy from this game and he's back, and like, you know, like they're talking about, and like that just like made me really like intimidated from the very beginning of like like, oh my gosh, like this is like such a big series at this point,
man.
and it's like so much to get through, but like, and like Zero was like maybe both good and bad for me to play in terms of like my continued playing of the series, because like I was really discouraged by how long it was.
Yeah.
Because like I was just like, oh man, if they're all this long, like I don't know. Like I enjoyed it, but I was just like, I can't play through like 6 other games that are this long. But then I heard that 0 is the longest one. I don't know how it compares to like. I'd imagine Like a Dragon might be longer since it's an RPG.
It depends. It probably just depends on how much extra stuff you want to do.
Yeah, and I did. But the thing is, I did like
Fallout.
No extra stuff.
I did like the tutorial for like the major like optional side stuff. Like there's
Right.
several like sort of side systems of like, you know, like
Fallout.
trading real estate and like running a bar or something. In 0.
Yeah.
Like I did the tutorial, which was like a required part of the story, and like never touched it after that. And it still just felt like it took me a really long time to get through it. But I loved the story and everything, but like I was like, I don't know if I can do
Ready,
this.
go.
But really though, I in some ways I was encouraged though, because it's like it felt like a really, you know, I can't say much or anything about how it might connect to other Yakuza games, but it
Right.
felt like a really complete and compelling story on its own merits. Like I didn't feel like, oh, like there's something, some thread here I must be missing. You know, the only thing that I kind of didn't like was like they show like, you know, like they kind of like show what Majima becomes. Like
I mean,
he's
I don't
like
know
kind of,
about any of this stuff, so
yeah,
I mean,
but like they show like what he like. 0 has 2 playable characters, Kiryu and Majima, and like they, like I guess Majima is like a major character in the other games, and like his outfit is like a lot different, and he's almost like his personality almost seems like different from how he seemed to me, like me playing him as a playable character.
Kazuma Kiryu.
Like it just, he seemed different to me, and I didn't know if I liked him as much as I did through the story of 0.
well,
Ready.
So I
the
don't know,
idea
but
is
like
you're not
for the most
supposed to.
part, it seemed like a very complete story, and I didn't feel like, oh, like, well, like I gotta play all the others now, you know, like. But at the same time, like discouraged me for like I don't know, I did end up getting Yakuza Kiwami,
Yeah.
Fallout.
so I'll eventually see how that goes. But I'm gonna play Like a Dragon first, because like that's just the one I'm excited about, just because
Yeah,
like
well, I'm glad
the
that's like what I
brawler
picked.
gameplay is okay, but like not that amazing to me. Like an RPG just feels like more like what I would want to play. You know?
Yeah. It's funny how like a lot of the RPG aspects, like I guess, figure in, and it's just really funny that, you know, like all the armor and everything is just like regular clothes and stuff like that.
Sophie says if 5 and 6 are the only one you should play in order, because 6 takes place right after 5. Well, that's
Okay, well,
That's
I
good
think
to know.
that like I'll probably play them in release order. I mean, not like I'll probably start with like, aren't you supposed to, should you go like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 0, and then 5 and 6, or should you do 1, 3, 2?
I mean, 0 takes place before any of them.
Right, but a lot of people say you're not supposed to play that before any of them because it like gives away a lot of stuff.
And see, like I have like no idea like what it would possibly have even given away, to tell you the truth. But I did play 0 first. I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with that. I definitely enjoyed it. It'd be interesting though. Like but I do have Kiwami, so we'll see if like I feel like, oh, like that wasn't like that strenuous to get through, then maybe I will end up playing the others. So Gaming Blows says 0 was designed as an entry point.
Yeah, but I also feel like a Dragon is designed as an entry point too.
Well, sure. I mean, I guess they both could have been, because he says this release was to entice new players to the series, and that's very much what it did for me, because it was I was just like so intimidated by like, oh man, like there's like all these games and like I haven't played any of them, and like it just seems like a big thing to get into. But then if you have a prequel, and it takes place in the 80s, which is cool.
Yeah.
That did entice me to try. Zero really only adds context to the first game. It doesn't really have any bearing on the later games besides having occasional references. Okay. So what you're saying is playing Kiwami next after, like I said, I'm definitely
I'll do
going
Kiwami 1 2. Yeah.
Then I'll go back to Kiwami because I have it, so I will play it.
What is Kiwami?
But then from there, am I going to go to Kiwami 2 and then continue on? I don't know yet. I don't know yet.
What does Kiwami mean? Do you know what the word means?
I do not know. I do not know.
Extreme.
But as far as I understand, they are
says that means extreme.
rather extensive remakes of 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I think they have gameplay that's brought more to parody of the direction the series took, but are a retelling of the story of the first 2 games.
Right. That's okay. I'd rather play that before I probably played the PS2 games.
Ready, go!
And PS3 games. Although I guess like the remasters of 3, 4, and 5.
Fallout.
Those are probably
Ready, go!
missing a lot of like the nice things that you probably would have come to appreciate playing the other ones first. Then, since they're just like HD versions of. And as far as I know, I think aren't they just like remastered versions of those of the PS3 ones?
I don't know.
Go!
I see Kinto Zero and Zane's dad talking about Star Wars viewing order, and
Ready?
it made me. I've really gotten in a good habit lately of like,
Ready, go!
there's like a new Digital Foundry video, like I just like watch it while I'm eating dinner.
Yeah.
Like it's had me, or lunch, like it's had me watching their content a lot more consistent. Like, because a lot of the times, like I would watch the videos on subjects I was really interested in, or I would read the articles just if I was curious, like, oh, what's the deal with this game? Like I've been much more consistent about watching like almost all their videos lately.
Mm-hmm.
And like even though I don't care about the the multiplayer mode in Halo Infinite, and it's probably going to be like a decade before I actually get to Halo Infinite because I haven't even played Halo 1 yet. But I just watched that, the multiplayer, new multiplayer beta video they did.
7,
And I just thought it was the funniest thing in the world. Richard goes, he goes, well, he was talking about some feature or performance that was, better than expected. And he goes, a surprise to be sure, but a welcome one, to quote Chancellor Palpatine. Just hearing that in Richard's voice was like the funniest thing in the world.
Yeah.
I was dying.
Just like it's just random that he's like, that's what he's saying.
he goes, that was a surprise to be sure, but a welcome one, to quote Chancellor Palpatine.
It makes you wonder if he's like been saving that.
Maybe.
Or if he just like came up with it on the spot.
Ready, go!
The music here is
He
pretty
like
good. I
started
just want to get
saying
to the
it,
washing
and then he
machine.
like by the time he finished saying it, he realized like, wait, who says that? Oh yeah, Chancellor Palpatine says that. Like he didn't like like sometimes I feel like I like start quoting something and like I don't even realize I've done it until I'm done with it. I know what.
Fall out. Ready, go.
Oh, here we go. Let's top this one here.
That was in the Halo the latest I mean it was just a video from this past week. It was an Halo Infinite, Halo Infinite video from a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should watch it just for that.
I kind of skipped through it. It's what he did with Alex, right?
Ready,
Yeah.
go.
I mean,
Fall out.
you know, I get lost a lot in a lot of their videos, like the stuff that they're talking about. But
Oh, yeah.
like the stuff that Alex brings up, like I just like have no idea like how he can just like talk about this stuff like off the top of his head.
Ready, go.
Oh,
And it's just,
you know,
like I
always
just feel
said-
like as good as everybody else is, like Alex's like knowledge of just like the stuff like that is just like in it like a different universe.
You know,
like he can just
like-
like bring it up.
Go.
what this adds to your render budget and
Yeah.
you know, like you can render the frame if you do this and that. Like he did a video like not that long ago about like, you know, how a Switch, you know, the next Nintendo system could do DLSS. It was like crunching all this math about like how many milliseconds like your render budget is, and if you target this resolution or these or this or that and these
Ready?
features
Go.
and this frame rate, like I don't think DLSS is really capable unless you get this down to like 22 milliseconds or something. And
Yeah.
it's like how do you know this?
Right.
Like when I think I told you when I was working on the Digital Foundry Final Fantasy 14 video, like I would like as I was like reading my script and like trying to get like and try to get a sense of if I was like on the right track or not, and if I like subconsciously heard like John or Richard or Tom like Tom's or their voices when I like read that script in my head, if I'm like subconsciously hearing their voices saying these things, I'm like, okay, I think I might be on the right track. But like I never heard Alex's voice because I could never write the things that Alex writes.
Yeah.
It's just like so beyond me. Like he is like super duper smart. And not to say the other guys aren't super duper smart, but like
He's just like it's like another level. Like it's like
it's
Go.
Brady says the video about blast processing was cracking me up when because that was the most in the weeds video they've done, and John was like, I can't say I'm getting all this, but I'm trying. I mean that's how I feel about like a lot of stuff when you write it. Like when you're just like going these like different resolutions and stuff, I'm like that was when I just kind of came to terms with the fact that, you know, you are like so good with numbers and stuff like that and resolutions and just knowing it. And I'm like, well, I like my strength is I can just like say, hey, this thing's pretty cool and this is why, like really quickly, and then move on.
Yeah.
Ready, go.
There was $2 from Dad 1153. Thank you.
Thank you.
Saying The Takeover or Ninja Saviors remake. Which one? I'm not familiar. I have to confess, I'm not familiar with.
Ninja Saviors, without a doubt. The Takeover.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with Takeover, but Ninja Saviors is incredible.
Oh yeah.
So
well,
good.
Takeover. That's the beat 'em up, right? The one that's.
Oh, is that like?
It kind of looks like
sort of
claymation
like-
almost. Not like
I
claymation.
thought it almost looked like. It almost has like
Like a pre-rendered
I don't
look
think it
to
is
it.
digitized, but it looks like it's going for that
like
kind of
action
look.
figures almost. or some
Yeah.
version. Yeah, I mean, I pre-ordered the version from Limited Run they did. But
I
Ninja,
did
Ninja
not.
Saviors is like,
Ready?
I mean, that was like my favorite game of the year, like the year before last. So, I mean, that's
Fall out.
where I'm at with that.
Ready? Go.
Yeah. And, you know, like the Wild Guns, they did Wild Guns Reloaded as well, which is awesome. Speaking of which, this was like kind of, I guess, a controversy, and like it's something I said to you yesterday, or not yesterday, but the other day. But you know, Strictly Limited did that release of Wild Guns Reloaded, and in the thing for it, they say, oh, it includes all the patches. And I was like, those games like never got patches. Like they just never needed patches.
Oh, is that what's causing a controversy?
Well, I think that, you know, like I think that people were annoyed, like we're gonna buy it.
Fall out.
Because like they said in their
Ready?
email about it, like, oh, it includes all the patches on the cartridge or on disc. And I'm just like,
Fall out.
don't buy it because of that, because there was no patches. Like neither version of that game had patches. So I'm not quite sure why they wrote that on the email.
Ready? Go.
You know, I was actually looking at the collector's edition earlier today, and I was tempted. I was definitely tempted, but I didn't do
Ready?
it.
Go.
'Cause it was like, I mean, it was $80.
Yeah. Where
I
can you
might
read
have
more
done it
about
for
using
like,
the
if it came out to 60 US, I might have done it.
Yeah, but it's always
Like, I like the idea of the soundtrack, and the diorama looks kind of cool too. I could see myself putting the diorama somewhere, but you know, the big box looks, the art on is kind of cool, but like not that cool. Like if they had really, really cool artwork on the big box, I might have done it.
Yeah. I don't know. Like it's just, it seemed like a weird thing. Either they didn't know that it didn't have any patches, or it was like a weird thing to try to make people think that they should get it, that who already had it. Because I just feel like that's a weird thing to say, especially because it never had them, you know.
Yeah.
And I think that's like a testament to how good the games are, and the fact that
absolutely, I'm always charmed by games that just never get patches, because it's like, you know, it's good on you. Some games need them, and don't get them, but then that's not great either. But when a game doesn't really need a patch and it doesn't ever get patched, it's just like, that's a good feeling, you know.
Yeah.
You know, that's making them like they used to.
Ready? Go.
But someone was gonna ask earlier, like, if there's any like resources on using the PlayStation 2 Slim power adapter, like I do in my setup for like multiple consoles. I'm not sure if there's like any specific resources, but when I do my setup video, like I'll talk a bit about that.
You base that idea on something you learned from Steve. Like,
yeah, well, Steve said,
like actually like doing it to the extent that you have is like kind of your idea anyway, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but I mean, Steve like had another power adapter at the time and said, oh, you could just do this, you know, as long as they're not like on at the same time, they can output enough power to, you know, like for anything you want to turn on, you know, like, because originally it was like, oh, I can use it for, you know, like my Tower of Power. And then it's like, well, you can use that, but you can also like power everything else if you want to. Just like get certain adapters and like pole reversal cables. And that, like, I had to make some pole reversal cables because it's the PS2 Slim has like a smaller one, and it will work on like anything that uses like a yellow, like the yellow tip on it. You know, like it'll work for like a Genesis 2. and like a 32X. So like I had to. What I had to do was I had to make a pole reversal cable that goes from the small to the like the bigger barrel, like the like 2.5 millimeter or whatever, like or 5.5 millimeter, like the bigger one, and then I had to like, because most splitters are of that size, and I used all kinds of splitters to do everything, and used other pole reversal cables on consoles that needed them. And then adapters to make them smaller. Like that's a bad way of explaining it, but that power supply is very good. I mean, Steve said it's like the cleanest one I've ever seen. Even Voltar's like talked about it before. Like he says, you can use it for so much stuff.
Here it is, Joe's favorite level.
Oh yeah, I mean this is easily like one of the most annoying. I mean, this is like straight up like unnecessary gimmick.
There's like no skill to it.
No, it's just pure luck.
Of course, I'm sure speedrunners would disagree.
Yeah, because they probably know exactly how long
and the exact spot to get to at the exact right time.
Yeah.
The exact right angle. But the average person, how's the average person ever going to like have a consistent experience with this level?
And not only that, because like if you die every time.
Ready, go!
Every time you miss it. I mean, there's just like
Fall out.
Fall out.
Ready, go!
The pole reversal is like it's like changing the something like AC to DC or whatever.
I mean, I'm not too good on the tech details of that. I mean, it's it's when you look at a power supply and there's like a little plus or a minus,
exactly,
and it points to like my I don't know how much of a technical term this is. It's probably fine. My old boss, when he was looking at power supplies, to use with some like cameras or whatever video equipment, he would always check and he would say, "Oh, it's center post positive."
Fall out.
If it has like the plus going to the center on the power supply or on the bottom of the device, it's center post positive, which I forget if that's the Genesis 2-way or the Genesis 1-way. But
the Genesis 1-way is the smaller one, or is the bigger one. I'm sorry.
Right. But like, I mean, you can have that size either way, though. Like,
right.
That's why you need the pole reversals, because you can accidentally plug the wrong one in. Oftentimes, though, like the Genesis 2 style is smaller.
Right. Exactly. That's what I mean.
Oftentimes they have like a yellow tip. But
right.
The problem
but they're smaller. Like usually, but the thing is like they have adapters that go from like the bigger ones to the smaller ones, but you can't find any adapters that go from the small ones to the big ones. So what I did is I just made a pole reversal cable that has a small female end on one end, and then it goes to like a bigger one on the other end of the cable. Does that make sense? I mean, I can grab it real quick.
No need. I get it. Does this control bear with gyro on the Joy-Cons? I severely doubt it. I mean, there was a reason that, porting Banana Blitz from the Wii to, current consoles was kind of a big deal, because gyro doesn't really work very well for Monkey Ball. It's definitely a game where, I mean, and take this, I say this as a person who, has generally no qualms with gyro controls, and I actually like gyro aiming with Joy-Cons on the Switch, like with Mario Galaxy or Splatoon, or really like I really love like gyro like compensation, like where like Splatoon, where like you make your broad movement with the stick, then you do fine movements with the gyro. I love that stuff, but I do not think gyro complements Super Monkey Ball very well.
Okay.
The stick is definitely the way to go for these games.
So, you know, you have your PS2, you know, it's like, and it's a smaller one. So if you took this thing and you plugged it right into a Genesis 2, it would power it. What else would it power? Well, I think that's like, or like a 32X, I guess it would power. But like, you know, I have this whole bag of different like adapters and cables that I put together. But they don't have, hang on, let me find it here. Here's like an old one that I made right here. This is like an old pole reversal. But like the Genesis one, and like, you know, you need different adapters for different sizes. But like the like NES, I don't know, like Super Nintendo has like a bigger one, but they have like the bigger one. So if you look at these,
yeah, I hate all the Super Nintendo ones bigger. Super Famicom,
but
you know,
Console 5 sells a like this size to a Super Nintendo size. Just
yeah,
like an adapter.
I have
So,
several like that.
You know, you have these two sizes, like they're too big, so they don't make. Hang on, let me just find it here. I'm not sure if I got it. Oh, here it is. Here we go. So I have like a whole thing of like tips and stuff right here. So, you know, they have this size that go from this size to the smaller ones, right? So it just goes on like that. But they don't have anything that goes from this size, smaller, to bigger. So that's why like I kind of got an idea to make an all-in-one cable that has, you know, the poles are swapped, so it's like the wires are like swapped inside the cable.
So you just like had to do a little soldering.
So yeah, so you know, you take this and then you can go onto there, and this is what most consoles use. So that's why like I do a pole reversal like right at the beginning of the chain, and then from there I can use a splitter to go to several different consoles. Like, let me grab another one here. Hang on.
Gento Zero, I wouldn't say the gyro is unreliable. I mean, I haven't played the new Super Monkey Ball. I'm just guessing. Based on, you know, the Wii version of Banana Blitz, like versus the, you know, the newer control stick version.
So, you know, so once I have that like reversed, then I get, you know, you can get like one of these, something like that. You know, it's like. Then I can plug that into here, and right there, like there's my Sega CD and Genesis. But then I have, you know, the 32X uses like the different pole reversal, right? Like,
32X uses the same as Genesis 2, right?
Right, but that's not what my Genesis 1 and Genesis or Sega CD 1 use.
Right.
So. You can just buy pole reversal cables that go the other way. So like I'm just on Amazon. So what I do is like for instance, then I can just like run a pole reversal, plugs it like right into there. I'm like off camera. So I just like plug that into one of them, and then I use this adapter on it. Do it without. And then like there's for Sega CD, Genesis, and 32X. And if you really wanted to, like what I do in a lot of cases is that like I have these splits, right? And then you know, you can get these things with like 8 of them on it. Because they're used for like security cameras, to power security cameras. And you can get like extensions for them. So, I mean, I just like have it kind of sneaking through.
Everyone be careful. Don't just be plugging those things into a PS2 power supply and then plug it into your Sega Genesis or your NES or your Super Nintendo because you have to have a pole reversal.
Yes, that's
Be very clear on that. You have to have
but you can plug it into you can plug that into a Genesis too.
Right. So a
PS2 Game Gear it will work on.
PS2 polarity goes to, or PS2 Slim polarity specifically.
Right. So this is like
Genesis 2, 32X.
Like the barrel is negative and the so like the barrel is negative and the tip is positive. And I think and then the other systems are opposite of that.
Yeah. So
I'm doing like a really bad job.
Make sure you know what you're doing before you do this, but
yeah, but
the point is, in theory, it can work.
Yeah, and I mean, I have, like I said, I have all my systems running off of one of these, just using splitters like this. Like I'll use one of these to go to several things, and then I'll run like another extension and then a splitter from that to like power. Like I have like basically one set of these per shelf.
But basically, when you say all of your systems, you're really only talking about the ones that use external power bricks, because systems like Dreamcast or PS2 or PS2 Fat, Dreamcast, Saturn, PS1, whatever, those have internal power supplies, and you have to use like the figure 8 cable or the figure 8 cable that has the flat side on it. Those have to have their own individual.
You can get little extenders, like even ones with like right angles, which is kind of nice too. Like my PC Engine, like it just sticks out of the side, but like I just got one of these that just like it's like flush against the system.
I actually have one like that with my Super SD System 3 PC Engine.
Right. So it's just it's nice to be able to do that. But what do I have powered through it? Like I'm powering my NES, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, 32X, Sega CD, Sega Master System, Super Graphics, my Super Nintendo Junior, my Game Gear, my other Genesis that I use like my Mega SD with, and that's it. But like all those off of one of these. But you just don't turn on a whole bunch of them at one time. Essentially.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, and that would screw up the switching and the G-SCARTs and G-comps and whatever. Anyway,
yeah.
So why would you?
Yeah. Sorry I did like a bad job of explaining it, I guess. But like these pull reversals, like I made these, like someone should like, if this kind of catches on, then someone should make some really nice ones. Like, cause mine is just not great.
Yeah.
Like I was able to buy this part separately from the actual cable. I bought this barrel with, it's just like a super long cable with no end on it, just like here it is. And just like on, I guess I made another one here. Like I made several of them. And then just like got barrels for the, for this size. So it just goes right on there.
I actually have like a splitter going for, I've got those like Power Plus adapters that Steve recommended for a while, and then I think he stopped recommending them, but I do have a couple of them. And I've got like a pole reversal, and then a splitter, and one of them, I just kind of redid the setup a bit, but one of them was going to the Super Famicom and the other was going to the PC Engine. Because luckily the Super Famicom doesn't use the giant hole that the Super Nintendo does.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot easier to get something to power the Super Famicom.
It's convenient and it saves on a lot of power supplies, especially when I was... I have them all plugged into the same surge protectors, but, you just have to get those, like, long extensions, like those, like, male to female 3-prong extensions.
RWL 2012 in the chat is saying that the North American and European Game Gears are opposite polarity, so...
Oh, so there you go. Like, there's little things that, you got to be conscious about what it is, but in some of the systems like have protection for that,
But yeah, you shouldn't
Well,
risk it.
the thing is like you're not you generally just got to make sure not to like put pole reversals and plug the like the bigger barrel in. Just essentially know that if you're going to do a pole reversal, like in my setup, I knew that I'm going to do, if I'm ever going to do a pole reversal, it's going to be to a system that uses the smaller input. There's a smaller plugin for, has the yellow.
Steve once told me too that
Like
you
this
need
is.
to be careful to make sure that power bricks for one pole versus the other pole, like that the tips like don't touch.
Right.
If you have some opposite ones close together when you're messing with them.
I mean, maybe I could do like a 5-minute video on that, probably. Maybe that's something I should
Probably a
consider.
little more than 5 minutes, but
Yeah.
might be interesting.
Hurry up! 10, 9, 8,
Oh, we don't see
7,
the
6,
game.
Oh.
5, 4,
Whoops.
3, 2, fall out.
Just in time.
Fall out.
I'm going to skip this stage.
Ready, go!
Oh.
Oh, did I accidentally not skip this? Oh. Oh, weird. So it like tells me exactly how to do it. This is stupid. Look at this, how complicated this is.
What? I don't understand at all.
Fall out.
Like there's no way those arrows could help you a bit. To be perfectly honest.
Oh, yeah. Joe says, what makes this level even worse, you have to fall off the top of the level. And you like spend all this time bouncing around.
Yeah.
Can I skip it? Oh, you can
I
mark
never
as played.
really
There we
thought
go.
about that aspect of Super Monkey Ball 2, Joe. That was an interesting observation, how there's just sometimes like a platform that like, oh, you're not on the real main portion of the level yet. It never really clicked with me there. I mean, maybe they were like thinking like, oh, it's gonna be some build up.
Whew.
Fall out.
Yeah, 2 just gets too complicated too fast.
Ready, go!
There was
Like-
$84.99 from
SAR.
Mohammed Bakatib. I'm sorry that I'm mispronouncing it. I really apologize. $84.99 SAR. I'm not sure what
I'm
SAR
not sure what that is, but it's always interesting to see the different currencies.
Yeah,
Thank
but
you
it's
very much.
and it's like yellow, so it's like a different. It's a high amount, but thank you, saying you guys are awesome.
Thank you so much.
I hope that you
You as well.
yes, and I hope that you. I think if you saw you finished the last level of the normal mode, that's probably the most awesome thing that's been seen on the channel.
Yeah, after an hour of working on the level.
Yeah.
After an hour, you beat it in the coolest possible way.
Ready, go!
Oh, okay. So it's around $23. Thank you so much.
Cool. Thank you.
Fall out. Ready, go!
This is annoying too.
Fall out.
Oh, can people drop the clip into the?
Yeah. Well, Sasquatch
Yeah,
is
not-
just trying to do it, but I'm not sure if it's possible.
How can I do it? Where can
I
I
think I
get
saw
it?
him tweet it earlier. I can probably.
Someone. You go play. I'll dig it up.
Let me go.
Did someone at us on Twitter with it?
I just want to hear the music inside the washing machine. It's like is. Oh, it's a little stutter there. Oh, I see. So I see. I forgot that. I do like how that little star looks when they fly up into the sky.
Oh yeah, it's like kind of a low frame rate.
Yeah, but it's like a little sparkle.
Yeah, but like it feels like kind of hand drawn.
Go!
There, I think I linked the clip there in the chat.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Fall out. Ready?
Oh, there was $2 from.
There were,
Oh, go ahead. You go.
yeah. I was just gonna say, yeah, $2 from Dad 1153 saying playing new to me Ninja Saviors. Coury was right.
It's an amazing game.
It is amazing.
Fall
And you know, each character plays so differently, and
Ready?
like they all have like really different play styles. I was really surprised that I liked the big robot guy the most in that, because I usually in brawlers I think I tend to gravitate toward more like speedy or sort of medium characters,
Fall out.
and like I just really liked his playstyle the best by far though. Yeah, it's really fun. I mean, the only unfortunate thing about that game, of course, is that it has non-integer scaling without interpolation.
Yeah.
But the speed that it scrolls at kind of hides it. Like the shimmer is not
Fall
very
out.
noticeable. Same situation with Wild Guns Reloaded, because that game barely scrolls at all, so you don't really see it.
Fall
Right.
out. Ready? Go!
But it's I really like, aside from that minor complaint, I really like that studio's work. I mean, I believe, it's the old Natsume guys that worked on those games originally, as far as I know. Which is really cool.
There's another one? Come on.
And it's been a while, but like supposedly they're doing Pocky and Rocky next.
Yeah. But I think that's
Ready? Go!
a sequel, an actual straight-on sequel. So
Right, but I mean, I bet it's going to be a similar sort of style where it kind of just looks like the original graphics, but slightly embellished.
yeah.
I mean, that's what's so cool about. It's very much a the way you remembered it sort of style that they go for, where it's very close to the original and doesn't feel terribly outside the original system's capabilities, but it's also like just a little more animation, just a little more detail. It's a very cool style that they do.
Ready? Go!
I do like the music on this level. Oh, that's right. Oh, I thought I had to go inside of it for a second there.
Ready? Go!
All out.
How do I do this? There it is.
Go!
I mean, these cutscenes just make no sense at all. Oh, I thought this was going to be the washing machine level. That's like, the washing machine level is so stupid. But I always laugh at the music on that.
Yeah, that's good music. I used the music. I think I used the music from it in the projector video.
Hmm.
You know, I sure hope that if Ryu Gakato, I don't know how you say it.
I think it's
you know.
Gagotaku.
Yeah, whatever it is. I can't even remember how it's spelled, let alone pronounced. I hope that if they ever do F-Zero GX, it's not in Unity. Hopefully, I mean,
Well, the only
hopefully
reason they did this is because they did it in this. Is because they had to have a Switch version.
right.
Because their own Dragon.
Or at least that was Joe's theory, which is a sound theory.
Well, no,
I
because
think.
I mean they like Virtua Fighter 5. They did that, the Final Showdown, the new version that came out, and they did that in their Dragon engine, and that's on PS4 only.
Right.
Hurry up! 10,
Makes sense.
9, 8.
I mean, I imagine if they ever do F-Zero GX, they'd probably just, obviously, I mean, I think Nintendo would handle it for one, and they'd probably just do what they did with Mario Galaxy, to be honest.
Yeah.
Ready? Go!
As long as they keep the.
Fall out. Ready?
Fall out.
Go!
How many takes of Fallout do you think she said?
Fall out.
I don't know. It'd be funny if there's like a bunch of them and it was like different every time. Or
That would
they're just,
actually, if they actually used more than one, that would be kind of nice, actually.
yeah.
Ready? Go!
But I guess maybe they just had to get her really quick because they knew.
Fall out.
Like,
I mean, she surely said it they probably spent like at least 10 minutes on different takes of Fallout. Like they had, I'm sure they did.
Oh.
Fall out. Ready? Go!
I was very impressed, Joe, with how well you seem to know the original versions of these games. Because I love these games. These are among my favorite Sega games, hands down.
And that's one
I
of the
mean,
things.
especially the original.
Ready?
Yeah. Well, what I like about this is that this is like it is a very. It's like a quintessential Sega game. You know what I mean? Like it just feels right. Like it feels like a Sega game from like that specific point in time. Like it's very difficult for them to make games that feel like this
Fall
much
out.
anymore.
Ready? Go!
Joe, someone said that they apparently the old announcer like broke some sort of NDA, so they like had to replace him. Like they fired him.
Fall out. Ready? Go!
I mean, she seems fine to me. No, I don't have a problem with the new
Fall out.
announcer.
Ready? Go!
This is like it's annoying because you can't adjust the camera to like look down or something.
Ready? Go!
It's like yeah, you can't go. So it just becomes like kind of like luck.
I don't know what the context is, but I see someone mention Billy Hatcher and like
Ready? Go!
I know a lot of people love that game, and I booted it up for the first time, like, I don't know, sometime in the past year or so, you know, I recorded some footage from it, but I think I ended up not using it because I didn't get anywhere where I was able to do any interesting gameplay. But like the noises that kid makes, like really great on me. Like just it's something about like, and like the expressions that the characters make and like the FMVs, like something about like the audio visual presentation of that game was rubbing me the wrong way. Like I really did not like how the character sounded at all, and he makes like lots of little vocalizations that I did not like any of them.
7, 6, 5, 4.
I definitely remember being interested in
2,
Billy Hatcher back in the day.
1,
I just never got it.
0. Time over.
Because you know I like platformers, and it was still novel
Ready, go.
to, you know, I didn't have any Sega consoles at the time, so actually being able to buy Sega games was still kind of novel.
Go.
So I definitely had my eye on it, but I just never got it. I would probably really like it today if I got it back then.
Hurry up. 10,
Yes, I'm hurrying. But I
Oh,
can't.
Is there really a 30-second stage? I thought for sure
5.
that Monkey Ball 2 literally had no 30-second stages.
I wish there was a
That was
button
my
just to do it
memory
quick.
of it from, you know, almost two decades ago.
Ugh, and it's like so close.
Like for the most part, like after the first like 2 worlds, every
10,
level in this game is just too complicated.
7, 6, 5, 4. Go.
Like I don't mind challenging, but it's, you know, the first game's levels are challenging.
Ready,
They aren't like too complicated.
fall out. Ready, go. Fall out. Ready, go.
I like that there's always a hidden button that slows things down.
Oh. You know, those warp portals kind of make me think of
Ready, go.
the portals in
Fall out.
Balan Wonderworld,
Ready, go.
where they're like
Fall
they don't
out.
really look amazing because they don't look. You can
Ready,
tell that it's
go.
not like actually like looking through to the other side like you would in like Portal, for example. The Joe says, I don't like that there's any buttons. And I agree, there shouldn't be a need for them. There should not be a need for them.
Ready, go. Fall out. Ready, go. Fall out.
Yeah, I agree, the help mode just seems totally useless to me. Like, I don't understand how
Fall
it's
out.
Yeah.
just.
Ready, go.
They want to give the illusion that they're trying to help you.
I just do not see how that
Fall
works.
out. Ready, go. Fall out. Ready, go.
I don't really understand what you're supposed to do here.
Fall
I just gotta
out.
bounce in the middle.
Ready,
I'm gonna
You
go
just
back
need
to
to wait
the
10 seconds and hold forward.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to. Maybe I have to wait a certain amount of time and then go for it. What they should do is they
Did
should
you
do
have a
it-
go-to Super Monkey Ball mini game?
No.
I
Bowling,
remember me and
I feel like I may have played that one. Ooh. Played this
me and a
one.
friend played them some.
Fallout.
I think Monkey Target was our go-to, but I can't remember for sure.
This guy. Who's this guy? Who's this
Huh?
guy? This guy's voice is hilarious. Listen to him.
Oh,
Listen to him.
Fallout.
Like out of nowhere. Just like
Like,
you're
why
expecting,
have a
you're
different voice?
expecting the lady still. And he's like, Fallout! Yo, here we go again.
Fallout.
he does sound like he's suppressing laughter. Like,
Fallout.
this is a weird voice clip.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the lady a lot better than this one. What did my phone think I was asking for? Weird voices, sound effects. What the hell? Shut up, phone.
Miss.
Oh, I was gonna say it there. Miss.
I mean, you know, not to say that, you know, either of us,
Miss.
you know, has any better of a voice, but
Yeah, it's just funny that.
it's not what you expect to hear in a video game.
Yeah.
Fallout.
Mr. Tuck says, I think
It's always sounds funny because it's like it sounds like it's so much louder than everything else.
JD Deluxe thinks it sounds like you.
Oh, really? Well, maybe it does. Maybe it is me.
They should have a mode where you record your own Fallout and ready, go.
Yeah.
And like force it and plays it back.
Ugh.
Let's go.
Fallout. I don't know if every minigame has a different announcer.
Probably just a different one for the mini games for no particular reason.
Do you like bowling?
Like real bowling?
Yeah, like real bowling.
I haven't bowled since I was probably like 10 or so.
I guarantee you that it is way more fun than you remember it being.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't been bowling obviously in a long time, but you know, I like going with the kids. Like, you know, or at least we did for a while.
I mean, you know, I mean,
I think I like it though, because when I was in elementary school, I bowled. Was in like in a bowling group thing like every Saturday morning.
I mean, Wii Sports bowling was, you know, that was the clear winner of Wii Sports for sure.
But I remember going to the bowling alley and like really I'd never like bowled a high score, and they had like a Ninja Turtles arcade cabinet. It was either Ninja Turtles or Chase HQ that I was always playing, and you know, like afterwards we'd always go and like I get to like maybe rent a game or something like that. But that's probably, you know, I've shown my Phantasy Star manual, like it's like really, you know, like well loved, like like used a whole bunch. You know, I just like look through, and I used to bring it to the bowling alley all the time.
Yeah, you know, I can't even think of like the context for like when I went bowling, like who I went with. Like I remember going bowling several times. I just don't remember why.
I never played a lot of these. Let's try Monkey Dog Fight.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, we'll do a few more minutes. See where.
Oh, Joe says he likes Baby because he can see through more of the ball. That's
Ready?
interesting.
Go!
I was surprised to see you play as Baby. I think there are little differences between the characters, but I just thought, oh, I mean, if Joe plays as Baby, then there must be some pro strat reason. For some reason, the way this like white square is in the middle just kind of makes me think more like it looks like a photo mode, like you're taking pictures of the other monkeys, not shooting them.
Missile alert!
Where'd the missile?
What was that voice clip?
Missile alert.
I thought he said that's a lot of work.
Missile alert!
No, missile alert.
Missile alert!
That's a lot of work.
Lock on! Missile alert! Lock fire!
Lock on.
Lock on! Bingo!
Bingo. Oh, there's a bingo.
Lock on! Fire! Fire!
Fire. Oh,
Bingo!
the afterburn references.
Shot down!
Fire.
Oh, Gone goes over hills a bit easier. Maybe you would have. I bet you would have finished that one level.
Missile alert! Lock on!
Like zigzag back and forth that had the little slight hills of it. You would have be a lot faster with Gone.
Missile alert!
That's a lot of work.
Missile.
Lock on!
This is a weird announcer voice. He does not have like a professional vibe to it.
Yeah.
You know?
Missile alert!
Should have stuck with the lady for this one. Maybe they like really did have to record this in like a hurry.
Lock on!
I mean, how many takes do you think they had to do? Who cares?
Well, we've probably heard more voice clips of the new announcer than we heard from, you know, the main announcer.
Yeah.
Because she really doesn't have to say that much. Just ready, go, Fallout, and what else? Goal. Oh, the $5 from EB Chill too. Thank you.
Thank you.
And just got home from work, missed the stream pretty much, but glad to see you guys are doing well. Have a great week. Well, thank you. Yeah, no, I mean, normally it's would have been my week to stream, but since Coury unexpectedly ended up with this, well, seemed right to stream it.
I hate it when games don't put shoulder things like primarily on the bigger shoulders. You know, like having to use like the L and R. Like I'd rather use the more comfortable triggers, you know?
Well, you know, Cruising Black, you know, I've played a lot of games lately where you can use either. Cruising Black.
Like, I mean, at the very least, they should allow you to use both.
And ZR and L and ZL do the exact same things. Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. You know, R and ZR are interchangeable. Very nice. That's true. It has button remapping, but like I don't. I feel like that would be a last resort.
Yeah, I mean, I have a preset for it.
I don't.
If I need to.
I don't like doing that. But especially because like the in-game
If
button
they had a way you
prompt-
could just do it, like I think you can, like on the PS4 at least, you can just like hold down the menu button and then you can change it right there. Like if you could do it like right in here, like it was just like an option like right away. Instead of I don't want to go like this. I don't want to go, you know, do that. Not the eShop, but like go to like the settings, change it, and then go back, and then, you know, like when you remember, you know, that you did it, like on a game that, see, because I guess what you look for here, like change button mapping.
But
So now, you know, I have like a preset that, you know, that swaps them.
I see.
But if you just do that right in the like the sleep menu or whatever, and then like they wouldn't even take any time to do it, and that would not be a bad then.
Yeah.
But this is enough to be
I mean,
annoying.
that's definitely pretty neat. Can you make it so that like the stick is mapped to the D-pad if you wanted?
I think so.
Oh, that might be useful in some cases, like if you wanted to use like the Super Nintendo controller, but the game wasn't really set up for it.
Oh, yeah, switch them.
But like I just don't like the idea of doing it because like in-game button prompts or you know like you've got button information on your screen right now. You know, stuff like that isn't going to change when you remap, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like it's just so likely to get you confused. Ooh.
Yeah, I'm honestly like
says, this is odd. This is Super Monkey Ball 1 Golf and Super Monkey Ball 2 backgrounds.
Cup in. Par.
Did it say cup in? Cup in.
Up in.
I don't know why they didn't use the same monkey voices though, either.
The monkey voices are different?
Yeah.
Cup in.
cup,
Birdie.
cup in.
And when I got those PSVR
The monkey voice actors violated NDA.
when I got those PSVR prescription lens inserts, I continued just a little bit. I only played like a round or two, but I tried playing some more Everybody's Golf VR.
And
It is like so hard for me to like. Really, I wish that game just like let you play with like traditional Everybody's Golf controls, like you know,
yeah,
doing the meter but like I would have no problem just doing pure button controls, but like it would still be cool to just be like in there, like in the world, you know? But just using regular controls, because it is like so hard for me to like you do like a swing and it shows you like how far it would go. It's so hard getting it into the cup at the end because you'll do several swings and you'll sort of get an idea for like, okay, it's going to go here, it's going to go here. But I just cannot do it consistently. I cannot put like a consistent amount of power on it, and I just like there's a option in the game called like vortex hole or something like that, where there's like this like spinning vortex around the hole, and it like sucks it in from like a slightly wider distance, and that actually I think makes the game more fun for me, just because but it didn't seem like I mean, there's not a lot of information out there on the game anyway, and I can't say for sure, but it seemed like I might have not been advancing through like the rankings when I had that, and then like I was using it for a while. This was like a year ago or longer that I was first playing it, and I was using the Vortex Cup for a while, and then when I turned it off, the very next time I played, I like actually went up in rank. So like I'm like, so now it's like, well, so does it matter or not? Like I just don't know.
Cup in. Birdie.
Birdie.
Manado says, I'm going to watch Joe's review right after the stream and decide whether to buy this or not. I mean, to be perfectly honest, like the main reason I pre-ordered this was to stream it. Like I'm definitely going to get the game either way, but like I kind of wonder if I should like wait for it to go down. Wait for it to go down in price instead of just getting it right now. Like the only reason I really wanted to get it right away was to stream it.
Yeah.
Cup in. Birdie.
Birdie. That's a lot of work.
Yeah. That is kind of surprising that they have that emoji, but whatever. My brother always tells me this story about, like when my mom was talking on the phone and like I was just like sticking up my middle finger doing something, and like I didn't know it was like a bad thing. And my mom was talking on the phone. My brother says for some reason, will never forget my mom saying this to whoever she was talking to. She's like, "Oh, Coury learned a new hand gesture at school." I don't know why it's so funny, but she like says, she's like, Coury learned a new hand gesture at school.
I always remember one time I was at the movie theater with my cousin, and we were looking at like the popcorn and snacks or whatever, and I remember just like pointing at what I wanted. I pointed straight out at with my middle finger.
Yeah.
She's like, "Don't do that." I'm like,
OB.
Why? Like I don't know if I like commonly did that at that time.
Yeah. I'm sure.
But like it just made sense to me. I mean, it is your most outward finger. And so to me, I would think it would seem natural to want to point at the thing that you want with the appendage that goes the furthest out, right?
Yeah. I'm laughing at the OB.
I want that.
Here it comes. Listen, try.
OB.
OB.
OB. OB stands for O behaves. That just popped in my head because, like, I think I saw like a videotape for Awesome Powers recently. All right, well, I think that's.
I watched the third Austin Powers movie for the first time.
Man, like anything after the first one is like it's rough. I think.
But I thought the I mean, I saw the first two back in the day
Mhm.
when they were new, and I never saw the third one till like only like a year or so ago, I think. Like,
Really?
I don't know why. I just like I thought, I should finally watch this, and like I don't have a lot of opinion on it as a whole, but like the opening of it, where like they had like all these other actors.
That's like the best part of the entire movie.
Is
Really.
like the funniest thing I thought.
Yeah. Oh, without a doubt, like the funniest
That was
part. Of
like really funny. Like Tom Cruise, like not even doing like a British accent, just totally American. He just goes, "Yeah, baby."
it. Yeah. Doesn't it look like I is just like farting flames?
Well, what's weird is when I noticed when you go off of it, like the animation freezes.
Oh yeah.
When you were going through this menu before, it just looked like there was like a dollop of blood over his head. Like when it stops in a certain way, it's like what is going on? Or there's like ketchup falling on his head.
Maybe I can unlock some stuff real quick in the point shop. I got plenty of points here. Let's jump. DX mode. Reverse mode. Oh, it's the dark banana mode.
Dark banana?
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
Original stage mode. Oh, that's one where they like things that they've changed, right?
I don't know what that meant.
The black and white filter. Let's do that. I use up all my points. Oh, I haven't been buying any of this stuff. I want a hat that says banana.
Urban Bernardo says 2 weeks in a row, these guys saved us money.
Oh no, I mean, this is light years better than ActRaiser, I think.
Yeah, I think this is. I mean, I think I'm going to enjoy it, but I am just thinking about the only reason I was going to pay full price was because I wanted to stream it, and you're streaming it now. Like I'd rather wait to buy my copy when it goes down in price a bit. I mean, it'd probably be $20 on Black Friday. But I do want to support the series for sure. I'm happy that they're even releasing these games.
Balls.
To tell you the truth.
That's cool.
So I mean, it seems like this game plays a little bit fast and loose with the original game's mechanics.
Yeah.
And you gotta keep in mind that some of Coury playing bad is just, you just don't know the game like Joe knows it,
Oh yeah. And Joe said as much in his video.
Yeah, he said, if you have less experience with the game, like the different feel will probably not bother you. I mean, I 100% intend to get this. I may keep my pre-order. I don't know. I'm just debating.
I'm putting everybody in a Sega t-shirt or dress.
Just so that they're that way the next time you boot it up. You only have to think so.
Wait, can you listen to this music?
Monkey ball!
Well, hang on. You'll hear the beginning of the song now.
Yeah, I heard it.
Oh, I was going to turn it up for you a little bit more. Here it comes.
It was a little distorted for me, but...
Super Monkey Ball. I mean, in a way, this song might be the best part about the game.
it does seem kind of awesome.
Yeah. If you go the hideaway. All right. Well, I think that's gonna do it
Yeah.
for this week.
So we'll do something next week, and like I said, I'm working on a video. I'm not gonna say what it is yet, but I think everyone's gonna think it's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Or sort of a back to the basics
Yeah.
video.
Roots, for sure.
Looking at some games.
Yeah.
And
It's
what
gonna
am
be
I going
fun.
to play next week? I'm going to play. I'm going to see if I can beat Ace Attorney, or Great Ace Attorney, the first game anyway of Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Hopefully, maybe before Metroid Dread comes out. And then I'll play Metroid Dread.
That's like
Otherwise, I'll be playing the games that will be in the video. Although I've recorded most of the game footage that I think I'll need for it. So I'm excited about the video. I think people will.
yeah.
It's nothing like ultra original or anything, but it's something that I think is worth doing a video on. I think I just haven't seen enough content on these games that really made me feel like I saw everything I wanted to see about them.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to it too. I'll check out your script this week.
Yeah, so it'll be it's not going to come out this week, but it should almost definitely come out the next week.
Yeah.
Because I'm holding myself to not spending too long on it and not overworking on it either. It should be something that this should just be fun and easy to do. You know, it's probably going to be a 30-ish minute video.
No. It's it's standard, I guess. And that's standard. I guess the Super SD System 3 was under 20 minutes. That's nice. But I mean, maybe like I'm scared of what this Mr. video is going to end up at.
Well, don't be scared. Just
No,
go with it.
that's why I'm doing it like in sections. You know, like I'm not facing like this monolith of an episode, you know? And now that I have this microphone that I can record like consistent sounding audio no matter like when I record it.
Right.
Like that helps a ton.
Henry Clark says, "Come play Silent Hill in the Discord MLiG Game Club." So I guess Silent Hill is the game of the month. Sure, so that's a good pick. I like Silent Hill 1 a whole lot. Very, very interesting ways that they sort of toy with the changing environment in that game in a way that I thought Silent Hill 2 did not do nearly as well, and that was a big reason I liked the first game more.
But they did it a little bit more than in the third one, right?
Well, it just seems a lot less organic, I think, in the sequels.
Yeah.
In the original, there's just kind of this like slow change, like what's going on, and then you sort of see it's like slowly the deeper you go, and sometimes it happens in an unexpected place.
Yeah.
Whereas it just sort of seemed much more predictable and sort of at a consistent pace in the sequels.
Yeah.
But I thought it worked really well.
Yep. All right. Thanks everybody who hung out tonight, everybody who donated. Thank you very much. And I hope everyone has a great week ahead of them. We're in October on our way to Halloween.
Yeah, that's right.
And cold weather. All right, everybody. Have a great night.
Good night.